Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball, sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Wooden bats through the fog, playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight.
It's the start of 4th of July weekend in Chatham. A new month hopefully means a fresh slate for the A's. Chatham sitting at 4-11-2, the worst record in all of the Cape League, hosts West Division's Bourne today, an inter-division matchup. Alongside Joe Puccio, I'm Ian Unsworth. Joe, Chatham's got to find something to hang its hat on as we get deeper and deeper into the Cape League season.
Yeah, July 1st. I mean, we were talking about it before we went on the air, right? This is game 18, but there's 26 games left. You have to turn it around at some point. Tom Holliday spoke with his team yesterday, pretty much just telling them this is a challenging time. It's not supposed to be easy. This is baseball. So the thing is, you can go 4-11 in your first 15 games, or to be specific, 4-11-2 for Chatham. And then the next stretch, you can go 11-4-2. So I think for Chatham right now, it's finding the right mentality. If it starts with the individuals. If they don't believe they can go up to the plate and hit the baseball or go up to the mound and throw strikes, that is where the problem lies. So it's just a change in mentality, but it's got to happen soon.
Starting off on the mound tonight for Chatham is Magnus Ellerts. It's his first start, and it might be his last, depending on where his draft prospects end up. But Ellerts, this is going to be his 4th appearance, first start, but he's pitched extremely well for the A's.
Magnus Ellerts, 8 2/3, an ERA of 2.07, 18 Ks and 5 walks. You mentioned his draft eligibility, and I talked with Tom Holliday in the manager show about it. So, yes, potentially could be his last start today. He has been dominant out of the bullpen this season. I'm excited to see what he does on the mound to start things off for a Chatham offense that needs a little bit of spark. It could help with the pitching.
Ellerts with a 2.07 ERA through his first 3 appearances, and the A's order desperately in need of some juice after scoring just 1 run over the past 3 games. This is the Anglers Extra pregame show on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Coming up, Joe will chat with manager Tom Holliday, and I'll talk with Chatham's second baseman Rock Riggio. We'll have the lineups, a pitching matchup, the national anthem, and baseball just around the corner, all in about 15 minutes. The Anglers Extra pregame show continues on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
We're back on the Anglers Extra pregame show. Chatham takes on Bourne for the second time this season on July 1st, a brand new month in the Cape Cod Baseball League. I'm Joe Puccio here with Chatham manager Tom Holliday. Tom, it is July 1st, so what are your impressions with a month left in the season?
I'm kind of glad June's gone and July's here, obviously. And other than that, just another ball game. And you know, you wake up right now and all you think about is we're not going to lose another game the rest of the year. So, you know, every day is a good day.
Do you look at the season in months, in quarters? How do you look at the season?
I look at it every day, one day at a time, because it just speeds up. Like, you don't even know who you're playing. And honestly, it really doesn't matter. It's one of those things where it's hard to do that prep, that pregame prep, and look at all the stuff. And what good's it do you? I mean, tomorrow's another opponent, and you know, players have their plate full already. I mean, the challenge of the game itself, and when the game starts beating you, like it's beating up our team and several others. There's, we're not good right now, but there's a lot of other people just as bad as we are. But last night's game, no matter what you did offensively, the way we played defense, we literally took ourselves out of that game last night. And you have to say any more. Players know it. They experienced it, so it's over. Start out new again today.
Bourne had to do their prep on Magnus Ellerts. It's his first start of the season. Was this something that he wanted to do, Magnus? Did he want to start or come out of the bullpen for most of the season?
What Magnus wanted doesn't matter. Players don't tell us what they want. They might tell you or somebody that walks around here, if they have a little gripe, but players don't tell us what they want. We're starting him because we started him the first couple times and he was good. In fact, Magnus has only been short of good one time, and it wasn't that bad, but it did force us into a tie. But no, we're starting him tonight, and we kind of like the way we got our piggyback deal, and then we got our closer fresh again. So things are good.
You come from a pitching background. Magnus Ellerts has a 4-pitch mix. Does that give the pitcher any sort of advantage?
Should. I mean, it depends on whether you got all 4 pitches. Most pitchers in college baseball don't. They might have 4. Somebody tells them they have 4, but they really don't. One of them gets them in trouble, either with command or it's something in progress. I haven't seen Magnus enough yet to go there to say, what his mix is completely all about. And as I understand from this morning, tonight's going to be his last night. Kind of question that, but that's his call. Kids make those calls. And, the purpose of this league is to let the baseball world know who you are. He's on that stage. If he shortens the look, it's his call, and the draft is, 15 days away? Some guys need that 15 days to make a statement. Some guys want to go ahead and gamble and think the statement's in. That's fine. That's a 50-50 proposition.
So potentially the last appearance for Ellerts, but the first starts for 2 new infielders, Nunez and Daly. What do you like from those 2 players?
Spark. Obviously what we've been doing hasn't worked. Daly was supposed to be in the league, got shortchanged a little bit. And when I heard that he was open, I said, yeah, I want him. And, I carried Adonis to give him a look. Adonis is a good-looking player, a little bit overmatched in this league, and coming from a JUCO, that can do that to some guys up here. So Adonis will go back to his house and play, and the other one is a kind of like a guy that 2 of the guys on our ball club just dropped it off on me and said, Coach, you might take a look at this guy. He can swing the bat. University of Tampa, kind of an odd background, but fact is, when you're struggling, you look for bats. Well, there's a lot of people playing summer baseball right now. Not a whole lot want to give you their best bat. So we're going to take a look at him. We'll see what we got, and then tomorrow we'll have another new bat. So, like I told you, just got to stay tuned. There's going to be some changes made.
Stay tuned, Tom. Thanks for the time.
You got it.
That's Tom Holliday on The Manager Show. A's and Bravos coming up at 7 p.m. Let's send it up to Ian Unsworth as the Anglers Extra pregame show continues.
Tom Holliday mentioned the roster changes made today. Cam Brown, righty from TCU, and Anthony Nunez, third baseman from Tampa, both activated today, and Adonis Herrera, third baseman from Western Oklahoma State, and Chris Villeman, the lefty from NC State, who made his last start in an A's uniform last night, were both released. Herrera was regarded as an energy guy in the dugout, but I chatted with another one of Chatham's energy guys earlier today, Rock Riggio, on Catch the Day after the break.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
The Anglers Extra Pregame show continues. It's July 1st, a new month, a new slate for the A's. Today, Chatham takes on Bourne at Veterans Field. For Catch the Day, Ian Unsworth, joined by Chatham second baseman Rock Riggio. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
So, Rock, after a couple weeks in the Cape League, what have you learned?
Learned that everyone here is legit, and everyone here is also a very good person. Everyone on our team are very good teammates and surrounded by a lot of good guys and a lot of good baseball players.
You had a big-time season at Oklahoma State, starting almost every game as a freshman. What did you take from that first season with the Cowboys coming into the Cape?
I learned a lot my first season. I learned that as a freshman playing your first year, it's a grind. Every day is a grind, and someone behind you is trying to take your spot, and you're trying to keep your spot. It's the same grind out here.
You're playing next to Marcus Brown, one of your Oklahoma State teammates, now one of your Chatham teammates. What's it like playing middle infield, not only with your Oklahoma State teammate, but now your Chatham teammate?
Well, we have a good connection just from playing a whole entire year up the middle. And so we know each other well. We know how each other works. We know how to pick each other up. And I think it's a good combo up the middle.
What's your guys' pregame handshake? I always see you doing it. What's that like?
It's different. It's different every game. Normally it's just one glove tap, two high fives, and bring it in and hug. We just came up with it on the fly for no reason. So
every inning, before every game, how often do you do the ritual?
Just every inning, after the throwdown.
After the throwdown. So, Rock, you came to Oklahoma State from California, where you were drafted out of high school. What was that experience like?
It was awesome. Just getting the privilege to get picked up by the Milwaukee Brewers was an unreal experience, and a lot of gratitude goes to them. And I'm grateful that I got that experience. And I'm also grateful that I got the choice to pick between such a very high institution, high program in Oklahoma State as well. And so coming to Oklahoma State, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
So with that draft experience, how did you weigh that decision between going pro, going to college?
I knew going into it that I had a commitment to Oklahoma State, and I wanted to honor that commitment, and that I also got the chance to play professional baseball. And the education and the college experience is something I really couldn't pass up. And so I get an opportunity this upcoming year to get drafted again, and hopefully that goes the right way, and I'll take that offer.
So a couple weeks ago, I asked you about Max Muncy that went to your high school, but it was the wrong Max Muncy. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, so Max Muncy, my shortstop from my high school team, he has the same name and the same birthday as the Max Muncy on the Dodgers. And quite frankly, they both got drafted by the Oakland Athletics, so I thought it was a pretty cool experience.
So Max Muncy now in that minor league system working his way up to face the other Max Muncy. Rock, we're even going back into your roots. You told me a couple days ago you have a big family. Mm-hmm. How did you learn to be a competitor growing up with a bunch of siblings?
Well, I learned that you got to look out for each other and care for each other, and that means sometimes you got to do stuff that you don't want to do, and sometimes you got to keep your head up when you don't want to keep your head up. I think that's translated over to baseball and over into life. I mean, things come at you fast, they come at you hard, and how you handle it and how you come back from it, it makes you the man you are.
Where were you? Were you the youngest, the oldest, somewhere in the middle?
Yeah, I'm the second oldest of two other biological siblings, two adopted sisters, and two step siblings as well.
Did you ever feel that as the older child? I'm an oldest child myself, so sometimes I feel that burden. What's the experience of being the oldest child?
Second oldest child. But
you still feel it, though?
I love it. I mean, they're my pride and joy. I'll do anything for them. So I love my family. My friends love my family. We're surrounded by good people, and we're good people back home, so it's a good family.
Does the Riggio family have any 4th of July traditions?
No, we just spend the 4th of July and all the holidays together as much as we can, really.
Chatham 4th of July Parade is one of the largest in Massachusetts, then a big-time game with Orleans on the 4th. How excited are you for that?
I'm pumped. The 4th of July is a great time of the year, a great time to celebrate, and that means a lot to me and a lot to, I know, a lot of guys on this team, and celebrating our country and playing baseball on that same day is going to be awesome.
Rock Riggio and the A's coming up on 4th of July weekend against Orleans. Tonight, we kick it off with the Anglers and the Bourne Braves. Rock, thanks for coming on Catch the Day.
Thank you.
Rock Riggio and the A's, first pitch in about a couple minutes. So, continue the Anglers Extra Pregame show with Joe Puccio up in the booth.
4th of July is certainly a special time, but also speaking about times, this is a troubling time for the Chatham A's. Rock Riggio mentioned the adversity that his team is going through right now. 4-11-2 to start the season, 10 points, the worst record in the Cape Cod Baseball League. It could all change tonight with a game against Western Division Bourne Braves, 17 points on the year, third place in the division. We're almost ready for the national anthem, which means that lineup's first pitch in baseball coming up next here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing. From the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more. Celebrating 20 seasons on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chatham A's Baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Joe Puccio and Ian Unsworth.
Partly cloudy at Veterans Field. About 5 minutes between Chatham and Bourne. First pitch scheduled for 7. We'll give you the umpires first, brought to us by Audio Associates. Dave Perry is behind the dish calling balls and strikes. Mike Beal down the first base line, and Frank Battaglia down the third base line. The fire department in right center field has hoisted up a giant American flag off the back of a fire truck. With that, it's almost time for the national anthem. We'll give it over to Chatham's PA announcer, Peter Burns.
Please rise for tonight's national anthem, to be performed by the great Whitney Houston.
The national anthem complete. Both teams retreat to their respective dugouts. Chatham on the third base side, Bourne on the first base side. Joe, the lineups brought to us by the Chatham Squire.
Let's start with the visiting Bourne Braves. Leading off, the center fielder from TCU, Elijah Nunez. Batting second, playing at shortstop from Maryland, Matt Shaw. He's batting .361 this season. Batting third is Josh Moylan, first baseman from ECU. In the cleanup spot, Houston left fielder Jack Duffy. Batting sixth and playing at third base from Pepperdine, 9, John Peck. Batting 6th in right field from Louisiana Lafayette, Carson Rockefeller. Batting 7th is the DH from Rutgers, Evan Slight. Batting 8th behind the plate from North Carolina, Thomas Frick. And batting 9th, Alabama second baseman Bryce Eblin.
Tom Holliday counters with the 17th straight different lineup. Now the 18th in the 18th contest of the season. Jake DeLeo leads off, playing center field. He's from Georgia Tech. Johnny Castanazzi plays first. He's hitting second from UNC. Chuck Ingram hitting third and playing left field, the Wichita State Shocker. And Hayden Travinski hits cleanup, the catcher from LSU. DH Dominic Temez hits fifth from Alabama. Caden Grice playing right field, wearing number 27 tonight, hits sixth. Anthony Nunez making his Chatham debut, hits 7th. He's at third base. Mitchell Daly in his first Angler start hits 8th. And Marcus Brown plays shortstop, bringing up the rear.
Some new faces in that Chatham lineup for sure. I mean, we saw a little bit of Mitchell Daly yesterday, but Anthony Nunez got to Chatham yesterday, got his uniform today, activated, and he's in the starting lineup.
The pitching matchup brought to us by the Red Nun Bar and Grill. Bourne throws out a new arm, Hunter Furtado. Sophomore from Alabama. He made all of his appearances out of the pen for the Crimson Tide. He was 3-2 with a 6.47 ERA.
Yeah, the first time that we'll be seeing him this season. Has a fastball at 93 and a slider changeup mix. The slider sits in the high 80s, rather the low 80s, changeup in the high 70s. So the first time that we're seeing Hunter Furtado, his first innings in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
On the bump for Chatham, throwing his warm-up pitches right now, Magnus Ellerts. Committed to Florida, making his last appearance per Tom Holliday for Chatham this year. Spent his sophomore season at Florida Southwestern. 6'5" righty from Virginia. Weighs 225 pounds. In his fourth game with a 2.07 ERA, he's thrown 8 2/3 innings. Struck out 18, only walked 5.
And his last outing was Game 2 against Hyannis. It was a solid appearance out of the bullpen. 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. But I want to go back to that Game 1 against Wareham that he had on the 20th. 3 innings, 7 strikeouts, no runs, 2 hits, and a walk. He was dominant in that outing. He's been a solid arm for Chatham this season, and he gets his first start of the year and most likely his last appearance.
Elijah Nunez, left-handed hitting center fielder from TCU, settles into the left-handed box. Ellerts brings the glove to his face. About ready for first pitch between Chatham and Bourne. Ellerts nods to Travinski, starts the windup and fires. Fastball up and outside, ball 1. Chatham the first time in the Cape League issued red uniforms with camo numbers and letters. Ellerts' second pitch. A strike over the outer half. First pitch was at 7:02 p.m., 73 degrees and slightly cloudy in Chatham. Time and temperature brought to us by the Chatham Athletic Association. Ellerts fires the 1-1. Nunez swings through it. The A's wearing the Cape League camo hats, white pinstripe pants with royal stripes. Bourne with the road navy blue uniforms, Braves in red across the chest, gray pants. Ellerts deals the 1-2. Slightly outside to the left-handed hitting Nunez. Nunez 5'10". Slightly open stance. 2-2, the pitch. Nunez rolls over down the first baseline, foul.
Coming into today's game, Chatham was working on defense before batting practice. The first time we've really seen a fielding practice for the A's this year outside of the opening week. And that comes off of a 2-error game last night against YD.
A couple of defensive changes for Tom Holliday today. The mainstay Marcus Brown still at short. Ellert's glove in front of his face. Fiddles with the baseball, kicks and deals. Fastball in the dirt. Full count to Elijah Nunez. Sophomore from TCU in his 6th game. Back foot on the chalk. Bounces the bat off his back shoulder. Ellerts fires. Nunez pokes it the other way, dropping in front of Ingram. A base hit. It skirts behind Chuck Ingram. DeLeo there to back him up. Nunez took a wide turn, and he hops back to first with a leadoff single.
Just threw his hands at the outside pitch, drove it to the opposite gap. When you're a leadoff hitter, you want to set that opening tone. Elijah Nunez did that by fighting a 2-strike count.
It brings up Matt Shaw, shortstop from Maryland. Joe, as you mentioned, hitting .361. He's 13 for 36. Shaw, a close stance in the righty box. Righty Ellerts deals. Breaking ball, top of the zone, strike one. Ellerts gets right back on the third base side of the rubber. Daly and Brown communicating, pinched up the middle for the double play. Nunez stole over 30 bags at TCU this season. The next pitch. Shaw drives it into left. It's dropping in front of Ingram. Another base knock. Nunez advances to second. And Bourne quickly has 2 men on with no outs. This is the top of the first. Joe, a look at Chatham's defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream.
The outfield's been worked to start this game. Chuck Ingram in left, Jake DeLeo in center, and Caden Grice out in right field. From third to first, it's Nunez, first start of the Cape League season, with Brown and Daly in the middle infield, Castanazzi over at first base, Hayden Travinsky's behind the plate, and Magnus Ellerts is the pitcher.
Ellerts comes set, facing the lefty Josh Moylan. The first pitch. Moylan strokes it. DeLeo ranges back, backpedaling to the track, makes the catch a step in front. Nunez tags and speeds to third. 1 out, runners on the corners.
That's 3 hard-hit baseballs to the outfield to start this game. Matt Shaw found the foul territory, rather down the foul line in his AB. Elijah Nunez poked it to the opposite field, and now Moylan with a deep shot to center field. It moves the runners. That's almost as good as a base hit.
Hayden Travinsky throws down some signs before moving behind the plate. Daly and Brown continue to talk, covering their mouths with their gloves. First full game at second base for Mitchell Daly. A big lead for Shaw. Jack Duffy, left-handed hitting cleanup man from Houston in the box. Pick to first, Shaw slides in safe.
The throw beat Shaw to the bag, but it was just too far away for Castanazzi to slap the tag on.
This is the UNC product's first time playing first base for Chatham. Did it regularly for the Tar Heels this season. Ellerts set the pitch. Duffy taps it back off the leg of home plate umpire Dave Perry.
This is the same umpiring crew that was in the Hyannis doubleheader. The same umpiring crew that Tom Holliday had lots of disagreements with after Game 2.
There was a ball hit down the left field line. Rocco Pepe put it about, according to many people we've spoken to, a foot foul, but it was ruled fair. And Hyannis took the lead on that play. Ellerts deals. Fastball above the letters. 1-1 to Duffy. The left fielder from Polk State Community College. He's committed to go to Houston next year. Duffy asks for another signal from the third base coach as he peeks at a play sheet attached to his belt. Ellerts gets the sign from Travinsky, comes set. Chatham looking to turn 2, runners on the corners, 1 down. Runner takes off. Duffy strokes it into center. It drops in front of DeLeo. Nunez scores. Shaw pulls into third. And Bourne jumps on Magnus Ellerts early. 1-0 Braves. A run on 3 hits in the top of the first.
A hit and run worked beautifully for Bourne. Matt Shaw now 90 feet away from scoring. The Bravos have their feet on the gas pedal.
It brings up John Peck, 5-hole hitter from Pepperdine, playing third base. Last time out, Peck was 1 for 4 against Chatham Arms. He struck out 3 times, but doubled and scored. Ellerts' first pitch. Breaking ball, a strike on the inner half. Brown and Daly still talking in between second base as Duffy gets a 3-step lead off of first. Peck at the back of the right-handed box. Ellerts fires. Another off speed, strike 2. Wind blowing straight to right field towards the right field foul pole. 314 down the right field line at Veterans Field. 340 to left, 385 to dead center. Becca close stance. Ellert steals, gets a swing and miss. 3 straight breaking balls sit down John Peck. It brings up Carson Rockefort. Left-handed hitting right fielder from Louisiana Lafayette. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Bourne leads Chatham 1-0. The first pitch. Fastball below the knees, ball 1. Rockefort playing in his 10th game for the Bravos. This is his 30th plate appearance. Ellert checks the runner at first. Duffy gets another step. Pitcher deals. Misses up. And Shaw backpedals to third as Travinsky popped out of his crouch, looked down to the bag.
Travinsky's been a solid addition to the team this season, mostly because of the lack of defensive catchers that Chatham has.
Dominic Temez struggling with the bat as of late. Travinsky in for defense. Next pitch, throw down to third. Shaw dives in. He's out. Ellert's missed up and out with a breaking ball, but Travinsky caught it standing. Fired a strike to Anthony Nunez at third base, and Shaw tumbled back to the bag. Nunez slapped down the tag and retired the side. Bourne in the top of the first gets a run on 3 hits, stranding runners on the corners. Rockefort leads off the top of the second. For Chatham, a team that's only scored 1 run in its last 3 games, the order begins with Jake DeLeo, Johnny Castagnazzi, and Chuck Ingram. A's bats next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Bottom of the first at Veterans Field. Bourne with a 1-0 lead over Chatham. A run on 3 hits in the top of the first. Jake DeLeo leads off the bottom of the frame against Hunter Furtado. Left-handed arm from Alabama. Furtado's first pitch. Fastball low and away. Stands 6'3", 185. Picks up the leg and deals. DeLeo pops a fastball over home plate, foul. Bourne made a defensive change, replacing Elijah Nunez in center field with Brennan Malone, who just a couple days ago was a Brewster Whitecap. The 1-1. DeLeo bounces it foul off his front foot.
So there must be another story here as to why Nunez is off. I mean, he's 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored.
I saw him touching up his right knee after rounding first base, but I thought it might have just been his pants. DeLeo digs his foot in the back of the box. Furtado fires. Misses up and outside. 2-2 count. Furtado went 3-2 with a 6.47 ERA at Alabama. He deals with the 2-2. DeLeo pops it foul towards the playground behind the first baseline. Hurtado, a native of Atlantis, Florida. Faces towards the plate, starts the windup, fires. Off speed, DeLeo rockets it, a lunging catch. John Peck with the quickest of reflexes at third base. And Jake DeLeo's rocket retired. A tough first out for the A's.
I mean, Chatham hasn't had many hits over the last few games. I mean, no hit against Orleans just a few nights ago, had 5 hits in the previous game against Brewster, and then just 3 yesterday.
Johnny Castanazzi gets in the right-handed box. First pitch. Up and outside, ball 1. Castanazzi had the day off yesterday. Hurtado deals. And misses up and out. Joe, let's check out Bourne's defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream.
Brennan Malone is in left field. Carson Rockefort is in center.
Castanazzi grounds the ball to short. Shaw charges it, throws across, and retires Chatham's first baseman.
There's a lot of movement in the outfield to start this game. So Brennan Malone is in left field. Jack Duffy is in center. Or rather, Carson Rockefort's in center. Jack Duffy is in right. Sorry for the confusion there. Third to first, John Peck, Matt Shaw, Bryce Eblin, and Josh Malin. Behind the plate, Thomas Frick, and on the mound, Hunter Furtado.
The first pitch to Chuck Ingram. Wichita State outfielder swings and misses at 93 below the knees. Hurtado working with pace. After 17 appearances at Alabama, this is his first in the Cape League. Glove at the belt, he fires. Breaking ball, strike 2. 75-mile-an-hour slider at the knees. Bourne leads Chatham 1-0, bottom of the first at Veterans Field. Here's the pitch. Fastball low and away. 1-2 count to Chuck Ingram. 3 for 26 through 12 games. Ingram ready. Back and forth in the righty box. The pitch. He taps it off the catcher, Tomas Frick. Still 1-2. Bourne's defense playing back. 1-2 count. Ingram pinch hit for Matt Hogan yesterday, struck out. The next offering. Ingram half swing and miss. One, 2, 3 goes Chatham in the bottom of the first. Jake DeLeo hit a rocket right at John Peck. And the Bourne third baseman made a beautiful lunging grab. 1-0 Bravos after 1. Chatham trails at Veterans Field.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at SweetTomatosCapeCod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Well, I came by your house the other day. Your mother said you went away. She said there was nothing that I could have done. There was nothing nobody could say. Now me and you, we've known each other, yeah, ever since we were 16. I wished I would have known. I wished I could have called you just to say goodbye, Bobby G. Now you're hung with me when all the others turned away, turned up their nose. We like the same music, we like the same bands, we like the same clothes. Yeah, we told each other that we were the wildest things we'd ever seen. That I wish you would have told me.
Bourne leads 1-0 after 1. The Braves and A's in the second matchup between the two of the season. A lot of outfield shifts, and the bottom of the first for Bourne. Carson Rocafort, who moved from right to center in the left-handed batter's box to face righty Magnus Ellerts. Ellerts dealing from the stretch, first pitch. Outside. This is the beginning of the top of the second. Nobody on base, but Ellerts sticking to the stretch. He comes set, glove at the hip, and fires. Fastball outside.
The stretch is what Ellerts is most comfortable with. A reliever at FSW and a reliever in his first 3 appearances with Chatham.
Ellerts ready, and he deals. Breaking ball, strike at the knees. The right side of the Chatham infield, Castanazzi and Daly playing back. Nunez far off the line at third. Here's the 2-1. Fastball slightly outside, 3-1. Rocafort ended the last inning in the box, but Matt Shaw was thrown out at third base. So his at-bat carries over. 3-1 the pitch. Rocafort swings through 89 on the outer half. Full count. A left-handed bat from Louisiana Lafayette. This is his 30th at-bat in the Cape League. Hit .374 for the Ragin' Cajuns. Here's the pitch. Low and in, ball 4. Rocafort walks to start the second.
The designated hitter from Rutgers.
It's been a start to forget so far for Magnus Ellerts. A run and 3 hits last time up, and left a runner on base in the bottom of the top of the first as well. Now the first hitter in the top of the second works his way up.
Ellerts started all 14 games he appeared in at Florida Southwestern. He was 10-0. He comes set with Evan Slight in the box. First pitch swing from Slight. He ropes a ball foul past the third base line. Slight left-handed hitting designated hitter from Rutgers. Sophomore from Framingham, Massachusetts. This is 11th game. Here's the pitch. Slight rolls over down the first base line. Quickly 0-2 in Ellerts' favor.
So we just got word from Ben Spector, the producer for the Bourne Braves. He said Nunez had heel issues and injury in the top of the first. You mentioned that you saw him running around the bases a little gingerly. It's because he had some heel issues, and he took himself out of the game.
Brennan Malone in for Nunez. The 0-2. Slight drills it. Ingram back on his horse towards the track. He stops, makes the catch. Ball hit deep in the gap to left center. Rocafort retreats to first.
UNC Chapel Hill, number 4, Tomas Frick.
Magnus Ellerts has not forced a lot of weak contact thus far.
Absolutely not. I mean, a lot of these drives are going to the outfield, either falling in front of outfielders or ending up in their gloves. The infielders are sort of just watching the ball fly over their heads.
Here's the righty, Tomas Frick. Today's catcher. North Carolina Tar Heel. The first pitch. Fastball, strike. Outer half, Dave Perry showed the finger. Frick, a sophomore for UNC. Holds the bat behind him in the righty box. The next pitch, slow tap it to short. Brown fields to Daly for 1. The throw to first. In time, double play. Chatham turns 2 to end the top of the second. 6-4-3. Brown to Daly to Castanazzi, and the A's are out of the inning. No runs on a hit, no runs on no hits, and no walks. Chatham trails 1-0. A's up next.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. The people at T-Mobile are committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military, veterans, and first responders. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. And that voice that keeps me awake at night, one little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train.
Sun dropping behind the trees in left field. Clouds cover the sky above Veterans Field in Chatham. The Anglers trail the Bourne Braves 1-0 heading into the bottom of the second alongside Joe Puccio. I'm Ian Unsworth. Hayden Travinski in the righty box to face left-handed pitcher Hunter Furtado. The first pitch. Off speed, strike one. Travinski took it all the way. SEC on SEC matchup, Alabama throwing to LSU. Travinski in his 5th game. The pitch. It bounces in front of the plate. Another breaking ball.
Travinski made quite the first impression back on June 25th, going 2 for 3 with two RBI doubles, but only 1 hit since that game.
Travinski waves the bat above his head. Furtado deals. Misses high and outside.
And you could say that a lot for the Chatham A's in recent memory. I mean, only a handful of hits in the last couple of games.
Furtado delivers. Travinski half swings. Called strike from Dave Perry. Chatham managed only 3 hits yesterday. No hit by Orleans on Wednesday. Furtado peers in, gets the sign, delivers. Travinski inside pitch. He pops it foul over the back of the netting. Yesterday, Chatham broke a shutout streak of 20 innings. Guy Garibay hit a solo shot onto the hill in right center field. 2-2 to Travinski. Furtado fires. Sails an off-speed pitch. Frick jumps up to glove it. Full count.
It's now been 7 innings since that last score, so if you want to keep the running tally of how many innings.
Runs have been few and far between for the Anglers offense. Full count pitch. Travinski hits it the other way. It tails foul. Had the distance to get out, but didn't stay in fair territory.
And the wind helped him out as well. The flag that's in front of the Chatham Fire Department blowing towards the right field pole.
Chatham scored the fewest runs in the Cape League, 42. Full count offering, the pitch. Travinski hits another one to right. Duffy a half-hearted jog after it. It lands behind the Bourne bullpen. Foul ball.
They might have to call that Travinski's pole after this game.
He's put 2 the opposite way. Heavy side spin on both baseballs. Wind has slightly died down. It's still blowing towards the right field corner. Third full count pitch. Travinski swings through a fastball. 92 low and in. There's the second strikeout for Hunter Furtado.
The designated hitter from the University of Alabama, number 63, Dominic Temez.
And here's Dominic Temez in the right-handed batter's box. He struck out 3 times yesterday. He bounces the bat off his back shoulder, leans back in the box. First pitch, high and outside.
Dominic Temez, another one of the Chatham A's that could be selected in the upcoming draft. He was already selected in the 2019 draft, 35th round by Seattle.
He's facing his college teammate. Next offering, Temez pops it up. Duffy jogs in from right field and makes an easy catch, about 2 steps in front of his original position. Ball spent a lot of time in the air, and Duffy did not have any trouble. Wind barely moved it.
Yeah, the wind is blowing towards right field, so if anything, it would go towards right, but that was just a straight shot the opposite way. Temez tried to put a right on.
Here's Caden Grice in the lefty box, wearing 27 today. First pitch from Furtado. Breaking ball low and in. Grice signals back to the dugout as he half swings and taps the front of the plate. Here's the 1-0. It skips into Frick's chest protector. Grice ahead in the count, 2-0. He's wearing 27 because he forgot his number 31. The A's were issued the red camo uniforms yesterday, red with the camo lettering, Cape Cod across the chest. The next pitch. Grice rips a fastball, one hops past Shaw's glove into left center, a base hit. A line drive that bounced right in front of the feet of Matt Shaw and gave him a wicked hop.
When you aren't used to this infield of Veterans Field, you have to understand those hops right away. It's the same thing with every ballpark that you play at. Marcus Brown knows that spot more comfortably than Matt Shaw does, and that ball just skipped into the outfield.
First plate appearance for Anthony Nunez. First pitch swing, a two-hopper to second base. Eblin gloves it and touches the bag. Four unassisted ends the second inning. Chatham with only one hit in the frame, a one-hop single from Caden Grice. 1-0 Bourne through 2 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, Bourne leads Chatham 1-0 through 2 frames. Ian Unsworth, Joe Puccio to my left. In the last half inning, Caden Grice ripped a single past Matt Shaw into left center. His second straight hit ended off the last game in the bottom of the 9th with a single as well. And Grice might be starting to find a rhythm, even though the A's are struggling.
And don't forget that he pitched in that top of the 9th yesterday as well. So Caden Grice is sort of doing everything that the Chatham A's are hoping that the team as a whole can do. Pitching well, getting base hits, driving the baseball.
Grice playing right field now. Magnus Ellert's on the bump to face 9-1-2. Lefty Bryce Eblin in the box. First pitch. 88 miles an hour low. Eblin finished his freshman year at Alabama. Came to the Gape. He's now in his 14th game. 4 for 34. 1-0 from Ellerts. Fastball up and outside. 2-0. Outfielders playing rather shallow, especially Ingram in left field. Nunez off the line at third. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Travinsky couldn't grab the baseball, and now he steps out from behind the plate and gives a thumbs up to the third base side dugout. He's got his catcher's glove off, and he's unwrapping the glove on his left hand.
It almost looks like a wrap that's on his left hand. Could be protective just to make sure his hand's in the right spot.
Dave Perry, the home plate umpire, walked out to the bump, gave Ellerts a new baseball, then dusted off the plate, giving Travinsky some time to recover and reset. 3-0 count to Bryce Eblin. Ellerts deals. Misses high with a fastball. 4 straight balls to begin the top of the third. and every leadoff hitter in the first 3 innings has gotten on base against Magnus Ellerts.
It's a problem with the locations right now for Ellerts. He doesn't have that normal command of the fastball that we've seen in the rest of his other appearances this year.
Here's Brennan Malone in the righty box. He replaced Elijah Nunez in the outfield. The first pitch. Slider slightly in, and Dennis Cook's already out of the dugout talking to his players on the third base side. Ellerts peers in for the sign, checks Eblin at first. Alabama freshman gets a lead. Ellerts deals. It's high. Travinsky popped up to throw down, but instead keeps the ball in his back pocket, gives it back to Ellerts. Malone replaced Nunez, who Joe told us earlier was dealing with some heel soreness. And Dennis Cook calls time, walks to the bump. Ellerts has thrown 40 pitches through 2 frames.
And he's getting rocked. The first time through this order, 3 hits to his ledger, has 2 walks, and these are hard-hit baseballs that are going to the outfield. So Dennis Cook, he puts his hands on Ellerts' shoulder as he stands on the pitcher's mound, with Chatham's bullpen getting loose. It's a showing that we aren't used to from Magnus Ellerts on the mound.
Ellerts takes a long look around Veterans Field. Right field hill in front of Depot Road. A smattering of picnic blankets and chairs under a cloudy sky. Home plate grandstand full, and fans up and down the first and third base concourse. Ellerts set 2-0 count to Brennan Malone. He picks over to first. Eblin dives in safely. Malone was a Brewster Whitecap until about 2 days ago. Released by Brewster and picked up quickly by Bourne. Here's the 2-0 home. Malone pops it foul towards the trees behind the first base side.
And Brennan Malone played in Chatham's last win. It was a 7-2 win for the A's on June 25th. Malone was 0 for 2 and hit by a pitch in the first inning. He faced Cy Nielsen.
The next delivery. Breaking ball high. Brewster broadcaster Johnny Gidamowicz told me that Brewster let Malone go because he was wavering on committing to playing a full season. But he was a first-team Rawlings All-West Region player. Ellerts puts a fastball on the inside corner, a full count to Malone from Woodstock, Georgia. He hit .337 at Oregon this year in 60 games. Eblin leads off first. He takes off early. Ellerts steals home, gets a swing and miss. Throw down to first. Not in time. Malone strikes out swinging, and Bryce Eblin almost got caught leaning hard towards second base.
It's a similar play to how the first inning ended, right? Travinsky's pickoff throw got Matt Shaw over at third base. But Johnny Castagnazzi caught that ball, had a late tag into the baseline. You got to wonder if he was ready for it.
Here's Matt Shaw in the righty box. Singleton was the guy picked off in the first. The first pitch. Breaking ball, Shaw takes it for strike 1.
Shaw at home plate, Eblin at first. This was the middle infield for the Amsterdam Mohawks last year, the runner-ups in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League in upstate New York.
Ellerts set, runners takes off. Throw to home, fastball gets by Travinsky, and Eblin safely into second. 1-1 count, and Tom Holliday is pointing directly at Johnny Castagnazzi, who hasn't played first base yet for the A's this season. Holliday is making a quacking motion almost with his hand, assuming that's telling Johnny he has to talk.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time we're seeing him at first base this season. It's a brand new position. Tom Holliday trying to play chess and find the right pieces.
1-1. Shaw ready, the pitch. The Maryland shortstop cranks it down the first base line. It's foul off the fence.
Ellerts is pitching into a rhythm, which helps Bryce Eblin. He's finding the perfect moment to jump towards the base and get that extended lead.
Nelson Rivera hustles down the left field line. He might be grabbing his catcher's gear. Ellerts almost to 50 pitches. Pearson gets the sign from Travinsky. Daly covers Eblin on second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Shaw couldn't touch a high fastball. That's a big second out for Magnus Ellerts, his third strikeout of the day.
Sometimes you got to do it yourself. A lot of the balls that have been hit in play by Bourne today have resulted in either base hits or long outs. Magnus Ellerts gets the first 2 outs of this inning with some strikeouts.
Josh Moylan, left-handed hitting first baseman, up. First pitch. Strike. Fastball down the chute. Moylan took it all the way. Wind blowing out to right field. We can see the clouds moving from left to right above Veterans Field. Moylan, a powerful left-handed bat. 6 home runs at ECU. 27 RBIs. Next offering. Moylan hits a dribbler. Castagnani, a lunging play. Flips to Ellerts. And retires the side. Johnny Castanazzi down to a knee on the backhand side and reels in the ground ball. Tosses over to Ellerts and ends the frame. Magnus Ellerts strands a runner in scoring position. Chatham still trails Bourne 1-0 through 2.5.
Chatham A's on the air. Long as I remember, the rain been coming down. Clouds of mist drift pouring, confusion on the ground. Put me through the hatred, trying to find the sun. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain. I went down Virginia, seeking shelter from the storm.
Bottom of the third at Veterans Field. 8-9-1 due up for Tom Holliday and the Chatham A's, trailing the Bourne Braves 1-0. Ian Unsworth, Joe Puccio to my left. Mitchell Daly gets in the right-handed batter's box for his second Cape League at-bat. He faces Hunter Furtado, left-handed pitcher. Furtado from the windup, the pitch. High fastball, ball 1. Furtado's thrown 28 pitches, now in the bottom of the third. This is his first Cape League appearance. Here's the 1-0. Daly bounces it back up the middle, off the glove of the pitcher. Eblin fields behind second base, throws to first. He got him.
Now batting for Chatham, the shortstop from Oklahoma State, number 62.
A 1-4-3 putout. 2 Alabama teammates combine up the middle to get Mitchell Daly, who pounded the ball into the ground and was hustling down the first base line.
An impressive swing from Mitchell Daly. And any point in contact right now for the A's is certainly impressive. But Daly to drive the ball back to where it came from, it's a good sign that maybe they found a middle infield bat.
Here's Marcus Brown, left-handed hitting shortstop. Furtado's first pitch. Brown swings through a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Brown 0 for 4 yesterday in an 8-1 loss to YD. Red Sox, the East Division leaders at 10-5-2. Furtado delivers. Leaves a breaking ball above the zone.
He hasn't had a hit since the last off day. He had a hit in Game 2 against Hyannis, then off on the 27th, and then since that 28th game on Brewster, no hits.
1-1. Brown leaves the bat on his shoulder. 2-1. Breaking ball miss below the knees. Brown against Orleans on Wednesday was hit on the right hand by an inside fastball. It broke up the no-hitter. The 2-1. Brown strokes it to center. Rocafort comes in, makes the catch. Third line drive that Chatham's hit today, but 2 of them have gone right to gloves.
Sounds like a broken record, right? I mean, Chatham just can't buy a hit. Only 3 yesterday. Obviously the no-hitter against Orleans the day before, and then 5 against Brewster. It's just been a rough go of things for Chatham. It's something I talked with Tom Holliday before the game. He just spoke about adversity. He said baseball is a difficult sport. It's not supposed to be easy.
Jake DeLeo, second-year A in the righty box. First pitch DeLeo chops it up the middle. Eblin, a backhanded sliding stop, but he can't field it cleanly. DeLeo on first with an infield single. 99 miles an hour off the bat.
I think one of the important parts that Tom Holliday told me before today's game was that it doesn't start with the team, it starts with the individual. You have to have confidence when you go up to the plate or you step on the mound. Once there's individual confidence, then the team as a whole can be cohesive.
Johnny Castanazzi in the right-handed box. The first pitch. Up and outside, ball one.
And I think it's a good approach to have, especially with such a short season. I mean, we're already here in game 18 at 26 games left.
Short lead off of first for DeLeo. Furtado puts a changeup on the inside corner. Chatham's next off day, the 5th, after a home-and-home with Orleans. Wrapping up July 4th weekend, the A's play Harwich on the road tomorrow. Furtado deals. Castanazzi, a ground ball to short. Shaw on the run, throws across, and ends the frame. Back-to-back innings where Hunter Furtado's led up a base hit, but he's only thrown 37 pitches through 3 frames. 2 strikeouts on the ledger of the Alabama lefty in his first Cape League appearance. Bourne leads Chatham 1-0 through 3. The Bravos with a run on 3 hits, all coming in the top of the first. Magnus Ellerts might head back to the bump for the 4th, but regardless, Joe Puccio's on play-by-play after the break. You'll hear him next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on DRC. What I want, you got, and it might be hard to handle, but like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams to scatter, when you pull them all together, and how I can explain. Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true.
Top of the 4th here at Veterans Field. Bourne with a 1-0 lead over Chatham. The Braves bats with all 3 hits in the top of the first inning. Look to get back into the hit column and back into the score sheet here in the top of the 4th. With Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. Jack Duffy, John Peck, and Carson Rockefort. 4, 5, 6 in the Bravo order. Getting ready to go against the righty Magnus Ellerts. Tom Holliday is having a meeting behind home plate with Dave Perry. He is glancing down the left field line, staring over towards his bullpen. The hitter, Jack Duffy and Hayden Travinsky, chop it up at home plate. And now the home plate umpire will walk over towards the Bourne dugout. Wonder what they're talking about here with this delay and pause in action.
Well, the fact that Dave Perry's talked to both managers, I hope it's not some sort of warning. But Perry's being very demonstrative with his actions right now.
Magnus Ellerts with a few more warm-up pitches before we get started. Hey, home plate umpire Dave Perry brushes off home plate. And now we're ready to go. Jack Duffy just outside the left-handed batter's box. Had a single in the first inning and brought home the only run of the game so far. Ellerts working from the windup. First pitch. Fastball fouled over the screen. Ellerts worked from the stretch in the 2nd and the 3rd. Now reverting to the windup, which we saw back at the start of today's ballgame in the 1st. Defense in a normal alignment. Ellerts gets the sign, hands above his head. 0-1. Foul back to the screen, 73 mile an hour. 0-2.
It could be Magnus Ellerts is working on his stretch, or he feels more comfortable.
Duffy at the top of the box, 0-2. Popped up behind home plate, drifts foul over the press box. Landed just by the Bourne Braves broadcast set up to the right side of the press box here at Veterans Field. Count still at 0-2.
Duffy's front foot is right on the chalk. He's not striding with 2 strikes.
His back foot lines up with the bottom of home plate. Ellerts deals. Breaking ball in the dirt. Is it a swing? No swing, says third base umpire Frank Battaglia. Ball bounces towards Bourne's dugout. Travinsky tracks it down.
Pretty clearly a no swing in my book.
You and Frank Battaglia share the same sentiment.
It was not the same in Hyannis last Sunday, but today we agree.
Counts at 1-2. Ellerts fires. Line foul down the left field line. Just misses a few pickup trucks parked in the parking lot next to the Red Nun Bar and Grill.
Usually Ellerts is a high strikeout guy. He had 7 Ks in both of his first 2 appearances, but today he's thrown 56 pitches. We're in the 4th.
Ellerts 1-2 pitch. Lined on the left field line. It's a foul ball. Landed about 4 feet away from fair territory. The ball trickled into Chatham's bullpen. Count stays at 1-2.
A lot of the times Ellerts can put people away in these 2-strike counts, but today Bourne's been able to battle and stay alive, work Ellerts for everything he's got.
Long AB, here's the 1-2. Curveball bounces in the dirt. Count even at 2-2 to Jack Duffy, a .315 hitter this season, with 1 home run and 5 RBIs. Started in left field, now playing in right. Ellerts, 2-2. Popped foul once again. Drifts towards the home plate, a house that is across a crosswalk between Veterans Field and the town of Chatham.
8-pitch at bat to start the inning.
Ellerts lifts his leg. Pitch number 9. Misses outside. 3-2. Jack Duffy takes a pat of home plate. Shows Ellerts the bat. Ellerts with a chicken wing right arm. 10th pitch of the AB. Popped foul over the press box. Duffy stays alive. Ellerts stands behind the rubber and now walks up to that small white rectangle. Gets the sign, fidgets with the ball in his beige and teal glove. Lifts his leg. Full count. Fouled off of Duffy's foot. Rolls down the third base line. Nunez grabs the ball.
A lot of fastballs from Magnus Ellerts. Threw the curveball early in the count, bounced it in the dirt. He's pretty much fallen back on the heater in the latter portion of this at-bat, which is now on double-digit pitches.
Outfield shifted towards the left, against the lefty. 3-2. Fastball misses in the dirt, ball 4. 11-pitch AB for Jack Duffy moves him to first. 12 pitches, rather, against Jack Duffy. He goes to first base as the first base runner. Here in the top of the 4th.
Every leadoff base runner has gotten on against Magnus Ellerts. Elijah Nunez scored the only run of the game in the first and now walks in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
John Peck, right-handed hitting third baseman, digs in. Ellerts from the stretch, right side of the rubber. He deals. Swing and a miss. Peck fans on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-1.
I have to say, Joe, Jack Duffy is not in the most athletic position at first base. His feet are wider than his shoulders, and his hands are dropped below his knees. His shoulders are caved in.
Here's the 0-1. Line of the second baseman. Off a hop, goes off the second baseman's glove. Trickles into center field. Duffy will go to second. Mitchell Daly picks the ball up in shallow center field. Runners on first and second with nobody out. We're just awaiting for the official score. No outs in the top of the fourth. It has scored an error against Mitchell Daly. As expected, it was a hard hit ball to second base. Took a one hop in front of Daly. Ball hit off his glove and went into center.
Similar to what happened to Rock Riggio yesterday. Can't body the ball up. It's that hard topspin liner at you. Daly goes for the glove. It hits his heel and bounces into center field.
Ellerts comes set. First pitch to Carson Roccaforte. Slider drops in the zone for strike one. Ian, I know we've only seen the fog once here at Veterans Field. There is some sort of clouds going from left to right field, hovering over the ballpark.
Supposed to rain at about midnight, 1 a.m.
Ellerts looks towards second, fires home. Grounder to the right side. Daly fields it, throws to second. Brown scoops it. No throw over to first. John Peck is out at second base. Jack Duffy moves to third. Carson Roccaforte's at first with a fielder's choice.
The designated hitter, number 27, Evan Slight.
Very impressive play from Mitchell Daly. The ball hit towards the right side hole, and he fields it a step behind the infield dirt. Keeps his composure, drops his knees low to keep his weight low. Keep that center of gravity controlled. A slow spin to second and an accurate throw. Marcus Brown dug it out.
First and third, one away. Bourne with a 1-0 lead. Evan Slight in the left-handed box. First pitch. Fouled back to the screen. 0-1. The Braves aim to extend their lead.
Keep an eye out for the hit and run here, Joe. Carson Roccaforte had 25 stolen bases at Louisiana Lafayette this season.
Roccaforte takes 3 strides off of first base. Ellerts comes set, hands at the belt. Glances in the peripheral, deals, runner goes. It's a bunt. Run scores. Ellerts flips over to first. A safety squeeze. Sacrifice bunt from Evan Slight brings home Jack Duffy. It's 2-0 Bourne.
The catcher, number 4, Tomas Frick.
Not the greatest execution on the bunt. Slight almost popped it back to the pitcher, but all things considered, it worked out for Bourne.
The Bravos play a little small ball in the top of the fourth, extend their lead to 2-0. Here's the 8-hole hitter, Tomas Frick. Grounded into a double play in his last AB. Runner on second, first pitch. Cut on and missed. Frick with an uppercut at a fastball. 0-1. Roccaforte at second. 2 down. The Braves with a run across in this half inning. Ellerts, deep breath, 0-1. Slider called strike on the outside corner. Frick's down 0-2.
Really nice pitch. It froze Tomas Frick. Started on the inside corner and ended up on the outside.
Ellerts glances towards home. Gets the sign from Travinski. Comes set. Hands at the belt. He deals. Grounded down the first base line. Slow out of the box, Frick. Castagnazzi steps on the bag. And Frick takes a hard loop towards the Brave dugout. Scored a 3 unassisted for the final out. He strands Carson Roccaforte at second base. The Braves get a run across on a walk, an error, a fielder's choice, and a sac bunt. Everything except a hit. Bourne up 2-0. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth next.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Like tell you about now, baby. You know, she comes around just about 5 feet 4 from her head to the ground. You know, she comes around here just about midnight. She make her feel so good, Lord. She make her feel all right. And her name is G. Whoa. Ah. Ah.
A quick round of applause for the owner of Short and Sweet Ice Cream, Vietnam or veteran. We start the bottom of the fourth with Chuck Ingram. Takes the first pitch, fastball high and away. Right-handed left fielder 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Furtado from the windup. Fouled back to the screen. Counts at 1-1.
Jan and John Newton are absolutely great people, and they're the host family for Chuck Ingram. He lives above Short and Sweet Ice Cream.
Same with Max Hers, broadcaster in 2017. 40th pitch from Furtado. Grounded up the middle, right back to him. Throws off the mound, a looping throw. Retires Ingram. That's out number 1.
The catcher from LSU, number 52, Hayden Travinsky.
We talked about Ellert's getting hit hard, even for outs. It's been the opposite for the A's. Only 3 line drives the first time through the order. And DeLeo, a hard single up the middle, a hopping ground ball.
1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the right-handed hitting Hayden Travinsky. First pitch, skips in the dirt. Goes between Frick's legs behind home plate, 1-0. I mentioned the PGCBL duo of Eblin and Shaw. Travinsky also from the Perfect Game League. Played with the Socrates Stallions in 2019. 1-0, skips even closer to home plate. Almost catches Travinsky on the inner part of his leg, 2-0.
Furtado has not had that feel for the breaking ball today. A lot of skippers to home plate.
Travinsky takes 2 waves of the bat. His back right foot on the chalk of the right-handed box. Furtado gets the sign, lifts his leg, 2-0. Flares foul, out of play down the first base line. Second baseman Bryce Eblin close to the second base bag. 2 infielders on each side, 2-1. Swing and a miss. Travinsky can't catch up to 91 miles an hour on the inside corner. 2-2. Wind blowing out to right center field. Both flags showing that direction. Here's a 2-2. Fouled over the screen. Count stays at 2-2.
Travinsky was here at 12:30 to get extra tee work in. He took extra swings in batting practice, got extra advice from Tom Holliday, taking soft toss. He really wants to break out of this mini slump as a team.
Furtado nods his head. Travinsky calls time in the box. You know, that's something that Tom Holliday talked about before the game today. I mentioned it earlier, but it all starts with individual mental preparation. If you can't envision it, the team won't get to that next level. Furtado's 2-2. Curveball bends too high. 3-2 to the LSU DH. Rather, the catcher tonight.
And if you're Travinsky, you've seen Furtado miss low with the slider, miss high with the slider. Hone in on that fastball.
Travinsky hands held high, full count offering. Grounded foul just in front of the catcher Frick. He takes off his old style catcher's mask and exposes that Carolina blue backwards helmet.
They don't have a default team helmet for Bourne. Both catchers wearing their respective helmets. Frick the UNC one.
3-2. Misses low and inside, ball 4.
That's good at bat.
Travinsky works his way on first. After Chuck Ingram grounded out to Furtado in the first pitch of this inning. Travinsky works a long AB and gets himself to first. A catcher on first base and a catcher at the dish. Dominic Temez playing the DH role today. First pitch, line to right field. Jack Duffy at the gap makes a leaping catch. He jumped maybe like 3 or 4 inches in the air, but made the grab for the second out.
Maybe I described that as a hopping catch.
Yeah.
It was a very measured jump.
Wasn't the most athletic of plays from Jack Duffy, but he ranged to his right to make the catch. Second time Dominic Temez has flied out to right field. 2 away in the bottom of the fourth. Chatham trails 2-0. Here's number 27, Caden Grice. First pitch to the lefty. Swing and a miss. Furtado pulls the string on an 80-mile-an-hour changeup, 0-1. Grice stands outside the box, now gets back in, takes 2 pats of home plate. Furtado looks towards first, hands at the belt, lifts his leg, deals. Swing and a miss. 2 straight off-speed pitches, that one the slider. Counts at 0-2.
Grice didn't see Furtado this past season, but might have caught wind of him in both of their freshman years when Furtado was at Wake Forest.
Conservative lead from Trubisky at first. 0-2. Fastball misses high and inside. High and outside, rather, 2-2.
That's the Bourne pitch. Would expect Furtado to come back with off speed.
Furtado's in the middle of the rubber. His glove hand in his right hand. Comes set at the belt, meets his throwing hand. 1-2. Check swing, appeal down to third. No swing. 2-2 to Caden Grice. Fans still populating here at Veterans Field. The right field hill, higher capacity towards the fence. 2-2. Grounder right side. Eblin fields the soft grounder, throws over to first, and retires Grice to end the inning. Hayden Travinsky, the first base runner since Jake DeLeo's single in the last half inning, is stranded at first base. No runs on no hits, no errors, and Hayden Travinsky stranded at first. Bourne has a 2-0 lead. Top of the 5th coming up next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places, but the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south, way on down south, London town.
Top of the 5th inning here at Veterans Field. The home Anglers trail 2-0 against the Bourne Braves. Chatham makes the first move out of the bullpen. A Chatham Barzin call to the bullpen here in the top of the 5th. Cam Brown takes over on the bump. It's his first appearance of the Cape League season. He is a right-handed pitcher from TCU. Just wrapped up his sophomore year. Standing 6'3", 215 pounds. He threw 53 innings with the Horned Frogs this season, an ERA of 4.42, 49 strikeouts, and 31 walks.
Mainly fastball slider. A changeup only used 6% of the time, so he'll rely on the heater, which averages at 95 miles an hour. The question, the control. It's thrown for a strike 58% of the time and a ball for the other 42. That's not usually where a great pitcher with control will be in the 65-35 range. So Brown's going to work on his placement this summer, but he's got great stuff. In his last outing against Louisiana Lafayette in the NCAA tournament, he went 8 innings and only allowed 1 unearned run.
Second baseman, number 2, Bryce Eblin.
Cam Brown takes over for Magnus Ellerts. The starter for Chatham threw 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 3 Ks, and 3 walks. 9-1-2 for Bourne in the top of the 5th. Bryce Eblin is the first batter. Left-handed hitting second baseman. Walked in his first AB and stole second. Third baseman playing in. First pitch, squared around a bunt. Eblin pulls back. 96-mile-an-hour fastball misses outside.
Anthony Nunez far off the baseline at the cut of the grass between second and third.
He's the only fielder playing relatively out of position. Brown's 1-0. Fouled over the screen. Count even at 1-1. And two straight fastballs.
That was 95 on the outer half. Definitely some gas in the tank.
Nunez playing closer towards the baseline than he is the grass. Brown comes set, 1-1. Line foul. Right over towards Chatham's dugout into the protective screen. Count goes to 1-2. Bryce Eblin hitting .118 coming into today's game. No home runs and 1 RBI. 8 strikeouts and 5 walks, including 1 today. Eblin calls time in the box, wearing his red Alabama helmet. 1-2 count, nobody out. Bourne with a 2-0 lead over Chatham. The A's looking to shed a 3-game losing skid. Brown comes set, hands at the chest. 1-2. Fastball misses outside. Brown pumps up to 97. It misses a wave, 2-2. Brown taking a few practice cuts before getting back in the left-handed box. Third baseman Nunez back to regular depth. Brown hands at the chest, looks towards third, now glances at home. 2-2. Slider drops off. 85 miles an hour, low and away, 3-2.
But Eblin triggered the back hip. Kept his bat on the shoulder, but was locked in. Thought about the swing.
Brown, first batter, Eblin, has a 3-2 count. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Skips in the dirt. Travinski throws over to first. Beats Bryce Eblin by a stride and a half. The Alabama second baseman bustling down the first base line. It can't beat out the strikeout. Scored a K with a 2-3 putout for out number 1.
Travinski thought he got it clean before it hit the dirt. Dave Perry thought otherwise. And Johnny Castagnazzi was late getting to the first base bag. The throw almost hit Eblin in the left shoulder.
Order flips for Elijah Nunez. Rather, Brennan Malone. First pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Brennan Malone was a defensive substitution in the bottom of the first. Elijah Nunez was the starting center fielder. He singled and scored, but was limping around the base paths. 0-1. Goes all the way to the screen. I mean, that had no chance to get into Travinski's glove. Pounded the green pad behind home plate.
But it was 98. Scouts take a chance on that kind of velocity. It's tantalizing. You can teach control, but you can't teach people to throw hard every once in a while.
Browns 1-1. Fouled back into Travinski's chest. Count goes to 1-2. Two runs, 4 hits for Bourne. No runs on 2 hits for Chatham. Brennan Malone 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Brown comes set. Left side of the rubber. Fastball misses high and away. Counts even at 2-2. That fog continues to roll from left to right field. I don't think it's the Chatham fog, the trademark. 1-2. Check swing, appeal down to first, no swing, says first base umpire Mike Beal. Check swing from Brennan Malone on a changeup, 86 miles an hour.
Joe, I just saw LeBaron Johnson Jr. He'll be joining Chatham's bullpen in the next couple of days.
2-2. Fastball grounded off of Malone's foot. The influx of arms and bats for Chatham continues to roll. In the latest swing of transactions, if you could say, Cam Brown and Anthony Nunez were activated today. Chris Villeman was released. We expected that. He's going to the draft, but Adonis Herrera also released. 2-2. High drive, right center. Grice in the gap. Makes the running catch. That's out number 2. And it's time to take a look at some scores from around Major League Baseball. This presented by Chatham Inn, New England's premier oceanfront resort.
As with most nights around the major leagues, we've got a multitude of former A's in action today. Rich Hill, who played in Chatham 21 years ago, got the start for the local Boston Red Sox.
First pitch to Matt Shaw. High drive, center field. DeLeo ranging at the gap. He looks up, takes a one-hop off the wall. Shaw hustles into second base, a stand-up double for the Maryland shortstop. He's now 2 for 3 today.
Fastball cranked the other way. Back to the major league scores, Joe. Hill started but was not involved in the decision. The Cubs beat the Sox 6-5. Whit Merrifield's leading off for the Royals today. He had a double. And Spencer Torkelson also involved in that contest. Royals up 3-0 on the Tigers. D-backs beating the Rockies 1-0 in the top of the first. 2 A's in that game.
Josh Moylan, left-handed hitter with 2 outs. First pitch. Foul down the third base line. Goes to the parking lot.
Connor Joe's leading off for Colorado, and Chris Bryant is batting third. And good to see Jeremy Pena back in the lineup tonight for Houston after suffering a collision with Yordan Alvarez a couple days ago.
Brown looks towards second. Comes set, 0-1. Swing and a miss. 89-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch from Cam Brown. Count goes to 0-2.
The Astros and Angels just getting underway. That's your check of Major League scores presented by the Chatham Inn, New England's premier oceanfront resort.
Brown glances towards Stravinsky, nods his head, gets the sign. Glances towards second, 0-2. Misses low and inside, 1-2. Moylan, left-handed hitting first baseman from East Carolina. A .263 hitter coming into today is 0 for 2. Flied out to center and grounded out to first. 1-2 pitch, runner goes. Pitch misses low and away, no throw. Matt Shaw takes third. Timed up Cam Brown's delivery perfectly, and now is 90 feet away from becoming Bourne's third run.
Brown did not look back at Shaw before the pitch.
Brown now looks towards third, lifts his leg, deals. Grounder to first. Castagnazzi fields it, steps on the bag himself. The A's come away unscathed.
After each home game, the Chatham Anglers.
No runs on just 1 hit, no errors, and just 1 man stranded at third base. We're halfway there here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bourne leads 2-0.
The Cape's leader, sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, give me all my prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, give me all my prayer. Johnny's got his 6-string high. Now he's holding in what he used to make it talk so tough. It's tough. Cheetah dreams of running away. She cries in the nighttime and whispers, "Baby, it's okay." We gotta hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot.
We're halfway there here at Veterans Field. Bourne with a 2-0 lead over the Chatham A's. No runs on 2 hits for the Anglers through 4 full. They look towards Anthony Nunez, Mitchell Daly, and Marcus Brown to get the offense started.
You must be fun at karaoke night, Joe.
A little bit. First pitch to Nunez, called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. I can't remember the last time I've done karaoke. I know we were asked what our go-to karaoke song was a few days ago. Mine was Don't Stop Believin'. I think it's just a classic, and I don't want to embarrass myself.
And I've never done karaoke before, so I do not have one. I could think of a few songs. Give me a few seconds. I'll get back to you on that, Joe.
Furtado still on the bump, 0-1. Fastball misses low and away. This is Anthony Nunez's first game with Chatham. Grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. Furtado lifts his leg, 1-1. Slider catches the outside corner. 1-2 to the right-handed hitting third baseman. Takes 2 pats of home plate, does a bat twirl. Holds the bat up on his right shoulder. Furtado lifts his leg, 1-2. Slider, called strike 3. Nunez pulls the string and drops a slider into the zone for out number 1. Just the third strikeout for Hunter Furtado in today's game.
Joe, I think I could do a pretty good Castaway by Zach Brown. I'd be on Castaway by the Zach Brown band.
He's a country boy. First pitch to Mitchell Daly. Change up misses high and away, ball 1. I'm still in my country fix right now. Summer baseball always gives me back to the country days. 1-0. Fastball misses low and inside, 2-0. Mitchell Daly, the second baseman for Chatham, a right-handed hitter, grounded out to the fellow second baseman, Bryce Eblin, back in the third. 2-0 pitch. Popped up. Right side. Jack Duffy ranges in and makes the catch. The right fielder shifted towards his left to make the catch for out number 2.
Marcus Brown.
2 up, 2 down for Chatham. 9-hole hitter Marcus Brown gets ready to go. The OSU shortstop flied out to center in the third. Lefty on lefty battle. Furtado from the windup. Slider drops in the zone for strike 1.
If Furtado starts to find that breaking ball later through these innings, it could be lights out.
Brown digs back in. Here's the 0-1. Change up misses inside. Count goes to 1-1. The radar gun says 29 miles per hour.
It's not a fact.
Heavily doubt that off-speed pitch. It was slow, but here's the 1-1. Line drive center field into the gap for a base hit. Marcus Brown takes a hard round at first, gets a quarter of the way down the base path, and gets back to first base. Chatham's first hit since Jake DeLeo's single in the third inning. Marcus Brown keeps the 5th alive.
A's are starting to pace the baseball. Now have to do it with consistency. Jake DeLeo's hit it hard twice.
And he now digs into the right-handed batter's box. Bourne up 2-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th here at Veterans Field. Encroaching on 8:30 p.m. here on the East Coast. Furtado throws over to first. He lifted his leg as if he was going to deliver home, but instead checked on Marcus Brown. The runner's in safely.
Big gap on the right side. Eblin close to the second base bag. And Duffy playing towards right center.
First pitch. Fastball misses high and away, 1-0.
So that's all to say. If Chatham can get a hit and run going here and DeLeo can pop it the other way, Brown should easily get to third.
I mean, DeLeo just has to apply his hands to any pitch on the outside. He has a good chance of finding a hole into the outfield. Marcus Brown, the runner at first, takes 3 strides off the back. 1-0. High drive, deep left field, running back Malone. He's at the track, looking up. It's off the scoreboard. A 2-run blast for Jake DeLeo. Second home run of the season and 8th RBI. Chatham ties the game at 2 in the bottom of the 5th.
That's what the Anglers needed. Some juice from Jake DeLeo, who had the grand slam in Game 1 against Wareham, which we thought would turn the A's season around, and He's now applied another big-time swing to give the A's some momentum.
Castagnazzi in the right-handed box takes a slider outside 1-0. I mean, Jake DeLeo, certainly a lift to this Chatham team. Had a grand slam in his second game this season. 1-0, fastball fouled back to the screen, counts even at 1. It seems like eons ago, June 20th. But that was game 1 against Wareham, DeLeo's second game, 2 for 3 with a grand slam. It was the first Chatham home run of the season. And he lifts Chatham once more here in game 18. 1-1, misses behind Castagnazzi. Castagnazzi wants to throw the bat back to first base, but instead, home plate umpire Dave Perry says ball 2. It was a slider that missed behind the third baseman, and now Tom Holliday is out from his chair. Talks to home plate umpire Dave Perry, and now the umpires will convene. Perry walks down the first base line gingerly. Mike Beal with a small little hustle down the first base line to meet him. And now here comes third base umpire Frank Battaglia. Meeting of the minds in front of the pitcher's mound.
It's a tough call to make for either ump besides Perry behind home plate. The home plate ump can hear any sort of contact that happens, and he's the closest to it.
Dave Perry says ball 2. After all that discourse, the call on the field stands. Castagnazzi back in the righty box. Furtado still on the bump. Lifts his leg 2-1. Fastball fouled over the screen down the first base line. Counts even at 2-2. Johnny Castagnazzi yesterday, rather in Orleans, was 0 for 2 on the 29th. 2-2. Fastball misses inside, 3-2. Castagnazzi did not play yesterday. There was 3 defensive substitutions, but Castagnazzi was on the bench the whole time. Full count, 2 away. Chatham and Bourne tied up at 2. Payoff pitch. Fastball grounded towards Chatham's dugout. 92 miles an hour on the gun from the lefty Furtado.
Bourne's got a righty warming up in the pen. Don't think Furtado has a ton left in the tank.
Furtado hands at the belt. Works from the windup. 3-2. Fastball grounded, foul down the third base line. Count stays at 3-2 to number 32, Johnny Castagnazzi. Furtado lifts his leg, deals. Popped up right side. First baseman Malin makes the catch in foul ground. And that does it for the 5th. The first 2 hitters come up and are set down by Hunter Furtado. Then a single from Marcus Brown put him on base, and Jake DeLeo tied up the ball game with a 2-run blast. Bourne and Chatham, both with 2 runs and 4 hits. Top of the 6th coming up next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Time for the top of the 6th here at Veterans Field. The Braves and the Anglers tied up at 2, thanks to A Jake DeLeo home run with quite a revelation behind it. With Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. Jack Duffy, John Peck, and Carson Roccaforte due up for the Braves. Ian and I found out in between the half innings here that our broadcast assistant, Jay Klein, called that home run. Kind of absurd. First pitch from Brown. Fastball called strike. Paints the upper left corner on the left-handed Jack Duffy, 0-1. And apparently our writers can attest to it. Brown comes set, working from the stretch, 0-1. Fastball misses high and inside, 1-1. Duffy had an RBI single in the first. He walked in the fourth and came around to score on a sac bunt from Evan Slight. Brown's 1-1. Fastball misses away, 2-1.
Well, either way, it was a bomb off the bat. When DeLeo hit it, most people in the park knew it was out.
Put a dent in the scoreboard in left center field. Brown's 2-1. Popped up, fouled on the third base line. Both literally and figuratively, Jake DeLeo put a dent in the scoreboard. That home run to left center field tied up the game.
So now in back-to-back nights, Chatham scored its only runs on homers.
Brown goes home. And it goes to the backstop. Full count, 3-2 to Jack Duffy. Two runs on 4 hits. One Chatham error on the Bourne line. 2 runs, 4 hits, no Bourne errors on the Chatham line. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ball fouls out of Travinski's glove. Throws over to first. Beats the runner by half a step. It sounded as if it was a foul tip out of Travinski's glove, but rather just a swing and miss, strike 3. Drop third strike. Jack Duffy set down on strikes for the first time today, and that's out number 1.
Travinski takes his time getting it down to first. He's very relaxed when he goes to pick up that ball behind home plate. Good thing to be for a catcher.
Here's the first pitch to righty John Peck. Fastball. Looks like it just missed on the outside corner, 1-1. And let's get a check on some Cape scores presented by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza and our good friend Merrill.
Got a sleeper in Falmouth, Joe.
Uh-oh. Here's a 1-0. Slider catches the outside corner, 1-1.
No score between the Commodores and Whitecaps of Brewster in the bottom of the 8th.
Wow.
Hyannis up on Wareham, 5-0 at Spillane Field. That's in the top of the 8th.
Brown comes set, 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. The slider goes to the backstop, but Peck still offered at it anyways, 1-2.
Hyannis scored 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. And then the Harbor Hawks put up 3 in the top of the 6th.
Well, Ozzie the Harbor Hawk can sleep well tonight.
I would say he always sleeps well.
Well, he has those druzy eyes. You know, maybe he could catch some more Z's. Brown comes set, hands at the chest. 1-2. Called strike 3. Peck sulks back to Bourne's dugout. He represents out number 2.
The center fielder, number 6.
Checking on the other games in the Cape League, Katuitt leads Harwich 4-2 because
yeah, what's new?
Katuitt leads every single day that ends in Y. And speaking of Y, YD leads Orleans 3-0, top of the 8th at Eldridge Park.
Now that YD Orleans matchup, certainly one to keep an eye on. YD with 22 points, Orleans with 18. First pitch to lefty Carson Roccaforte. Makes Stravinsky spin in his crouch. Changeup missed outside, 1-0. Now Brewster in second place with 18 points in the East Division. In a gauntlet with last place Falmouth of the West, 1-0. Fastball called strike down the heart, 94 miles an hour.
And right now, YD has the bases loaded. I've already scored a run in the top of the 8th and threatening again. Cole Carrick at the dish.
Righty on lefty battle. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back to the netting, 1-2.
That's your check of Cape League scores, Joe, presented by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza.
Let's Get anything from Merrill today?
Unfortunately, no.
I had a chicken cutlet. I think it was 2 days ago now. Gotta log that. 1-2. Driven, left center field gap. In is the left fielder Ingram, and he makes the catch for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left stranded. The first two batters in the inning set down on Cam Brown's strikeouts. Bottom of the sixth coming up next here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bourne and Chatham still tied up at 2. We're here at Veterans Field.
Chatham A's on the air. Well, it was nearly summer. We sat under a roof. Yeah, we smoked cigarettes and we stared at the moon. And I'd showed you stars you never could see. Bet it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Maybe time meant nothing, anything seemed real. Yeah, you could kiss like fire when you made me feel like every word you said was meant to be. No, it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Maybe even the losers.
It's time for the bottom of the sixth here at Veterans Field. Bourne and Chatham knotted up at 2. Bourne dials up a Chatham bars in call to the bullpen. Hunter Furtado's day is over, and Mason Pelio's day has just begun. He's a right-handed pitcher wearing number 35, just wrapped up his junior season with Boston College. In 4 appearances this year with Bourne, has 6 1/3 innings under his belt. He's given up 8 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, 8 strikeouts, and 4 walks. His ERA is at 2.84, and opponents are hitting just under 300 against him, 296 on the dot.
Pelio's hallmark, the fastball. It gets up to 97 or 98, and some scouts believe it could reach triple digits. Also a changeup that sits in the mid to high 80s, as well as a slider in that same range of velocity. Big, powerful body at 6'4", 230, and he's from San Diego, where a lot of good pitchers have been bred.
The scouts still in attendance here at Veterans Field. We saw a ton of them watching Chris Villeman's last start, which was yesterday. Had 5 strikeouts, gave up 2 earned runs, and 5 innings of work. Villeman declaring for the Major League Baseball draft, no longer here in Chatham. First batter in this inning, Chuck Ingram. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch, cut on and missed. Ingram with an uppercut at 94 miles an hour. 0-1. Ingram adjusts his helmet, stands back in. Pelio works from the windup. Drops in the zone, strike 2. Slider at 80 miles an hour. Defense in normal depth against the right-handed hitting Chuck Ingram.
Big gap in left center.
0 for 2 today with a strikeout in the first. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses high and away, 95 miles an hour. 1-2 to the Wichita State left fielder.
Looks like it's getting on the batters very quickly out of the hands.
Pelio comes set from the left side of the rubber. Hands at the Bourne across his chest. 1-2. Fastball misses high and in. Count even at 2-2 to Ingram.
Pelio does a great job of hiding the baseball. The hitters aren't seeing it until it's released.
Pelio's 2-2. Grounded to the right side. First baseman Malin with a backhand. Throws over to first. Pelio slips at the bag but keeps his foot on. Chuck Ingram is out. An athletic stretch from Pelio sets down Ingram. He does a split over at first base and walks back to the pitcher's mound.
I don't know if it was a split, but he ended up on his backside. He was in 2 minds, trying to catch the ball with one side of his body, then touch the bag with the other, and got discombobulated.
That's why pitchers practice fielding. 1 gone in the bottom of the 6th. Here's Hayden Travinski. First pitch, Fastball, called strike at the knees, 0-1. Travinski, right-handed hitting catcher, 0 for 1 today. Strikeout in the second and walked in the fourth. He was stranded at first base. Puccio gets the sign, lifts his leg, fires. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says first base umpire Mike Beal. 0-2. Travinski hitless in his last 2 games. Puccio's 0-2. Slider misses low and away, 1-2.
Frick nodding at Puccio behind the plate. Chatham hit off a pitching machine today in BP from a lefty arm angle, so this is a big change for most of the A's bats.
Puccio's 1-2. Fastball, high and away. No swing from Mike Beal after the check swing from Travinski.
He didn't go around there. But back to the pitching machine. Most of those fastballs are coming in flat and in a very similar location.
Puccio comes set, deals. Grounded foul towards the backstop.
And Puccio's flat fastball is also coming in decently flat, meaning it's not moving one way or the other, it's staying on the same plane, but he's locating it extremely well to either part of the plate. It's also from the righty arm slot.
Wind blowing in from right field. Puccio deals 2-2. Popped up in the infield. Conglomeration of Braves to make the catch. Third baseman calls it off, and he makes the catch at the pitcher's mound. John Peck made the catch 2 feet away from the rubber. That's out number 2.
Travinski was timed up for a fastball and got off speed. Lifted the baseball up in the air.
2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. Still a tie game between the Anglers and Braves. Dominic Temez gets set in the right-handed box. First pitch. Changeup misses low and away, 1-0. Temez flied out to right field in both of his at-bats in the second and fourth. Resulted in out number 2 in each of those ABs. Puccio's 1-0. Fastball cut on and missed. Temez way behind on 93 miles an hour. It's 1-1. Temez with his white cleats puts his back right foot on the chalk. Gets set for the 1-1. Slider drops in the zone. Temez bends his knees and stares into the sky. 1-2.
That was a filthy pitch.
Temez sees a bunch of those breaking balls as a catcher, both here in Chatham and at Alabama. Puccio, 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Frick places the tag on Temez as he stood in the right-handed box. And that does it for the 6th. No runs on no hits, no errors, and no men left stranded. Top of the 7th coming up next. Bourne and Chatham tied up at 2.
Chatham A's on the air.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam. Staring at the faces in a rearview mirror. Looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to.
3 innings to play here at Veterans Field. The Bravos and the Anglers tied up at 2. Top of the 7th. 2 up for Bourne, Evan Slight. Tomas Frick and Bryce Eblin, 7, 8, 9. With Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. Cam Brown starts his third inning of work, comes set on the left side of the rubber, hands held high, first pitch. Fastball, called strike. Paints the inside corner against Evan Slight, left-handed hitting a DH from Rutgers. Had a sac bunt in his last at-bat. Brought home Bourne's second run, 0-1. Fastball driven deep right field, running back Grice. He's at the track, looking up, it's gone! Evan Slight breaks the tie. A solo bomb to right center field. Bourne leads 3-2 in the top of the 7th.
The catcher, number 4, Tomas Frick.
Gave that a ride. Fastball in the outer half, and Slight turned around on it. Barrel out in front, and Brown's a hard thrower. So when you make good contact, it's flying, and it also helps that the wind gave it a little assistance.
First homer of the year for Evan Slight. His 4th RBI, second today. First pitch to Tomas Frick, misses outside for ball 1. And Caden Grice just ranged to his right. He's 6'6". It didn't take him a long time to get to the wall and watch that ball fly over his head. 1-0. Fouled back to the screen.
But Grice had no chance to catch it. That was gone.
3 runs on 5 hits. No errors for Bourne. 2 runs on 4 hits. 1 error for Chatham. Brown comes set. 1-1. Misses in the dirt. Ball goes to the backstop. 2-1. Time's called as the bat boy runs over to the backstop to get the loose pearl. Tomas Frick wearing number 4, 0 for 2 today. 2-1. Fastball fouled over the first base dugout. Lands towards the Little League field, where a few fans are somehow playing baseball. It's 8:47 p.m. There's no lights over at the Little League field. If anything, there's just rays of light coming from left field here at Veterans Field. Count even at 2-2. The pitch. Flared foul. Frick threw his hands at an outside slider. Ball went over the netting. 2-2 count, nobody out. Bourne with a 3-2 lead. Evan Slight broke the tie with a home run in the first at-bat of this half inning. Brown hands at the belt. 2-2. Fastball misses high and inside. The count runs full. Defense in a normal alignment. The outfield shifted a little bit towards the right, coinciding with the wind that's blowing towards right center. Payoff pitch. Fastball fouled off the body. Frick hops out of the right-handed box. And the Bravos bats have come out when it needed to. Slight sack bunt was great small ball, but then he does the exact same thing with the long ball.
Coming into today, we did not expect a high-scoring affair.
Brown lifts his leg, deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Frick in front of a slide piece that dropped to the outside part. That's out number 1.
And Cam Brown's now got a strikeout in every inning he's pitched. He's got really good stuff. He's made 1 mistake. He'll make that 2 with the Shaw double. It didn't amount anything in the 5th, but it was another ball smashed.
Ready on lefty battle. Bryce Eblin, the 9-hole hitter. First pitch. Fastball misses high and away. Eblin 0 for 1 today. Struck out in his last at-bat, which was in the 5th inning. He walked in the 3rd and stole second base. The former Amsterdam Mohawk stands into the left-handed box. Brown looks towards 3rd, takes a deep breath, glances home. 1-0. Fastball once more misses high and away. 2-0. Cam Brown grabs the rosin bag behind home plate and stretches out. He's in the grass just behind the pitcher's mound. Walks back up and toes the slab. He peers in to get Travinsky's sign. Glove tucked into the left side of his body. Comes set, hands held high. 2-0. Fastball. Misses high and away. 3 fastballs that have ended up in the exact same location. Eblin stands back in, takes 2 pats of home plate. Defense shifted towards the left against a lefty. 3-0. Fastball. Called strike down the middle. Jake DeLeo, the center fielder, playing to the left side of second base. Caden Grice patrolling the gap. Right field foul line, pretty barren over by the 314 side. Brown down 3-1 in the count. Here's the pitch. Grounder to the left side. Third baseman Nunez fields it. Throws over to first. Eblin's out. Nunez ranged over to his left, made the throw from where Marcus Brown, the shortstop, would be playing. Sets down Eblin for out number 2.
A really strong throw from Anthony Nunez. Calm play, even though he cut off Marcus Brown, who tried to round the ball in the hole. Nunez ranging toward the second base bag, took his time to set his feet and whip it across.
First pitch to Brennan Malone. Fastball, called strike. Brennan Malone was a defensive replacement in the bottom of the first. Elijah Nunez was the starting center fielder, got on with a single, was jogging around the base paths, limping, but came around to score. 0-1. Changeup misses low and away, 1-1. According to Bourne Braves producer Ben Spector, Elijah Nunez dealt with heel issues and took himself out of the game. Brennan Malone playing in left field. Here's the 1-1. Slider misses outside, count goes to 2-1. Malone in his green and yellow Oregon Duck cleats. Batting gloves are the exact same colors. 2-1. Fouled over the protective netting. Count even at 2-2. 2 gone in the top of the 7th. Evan Slight, the first batter in this inning, with a solo home run to right center field. Bourne with a 3-2 lead. Brown comes set. 2-2. Skips in the dirt. Ball 3.
Gotta come back with a fastball. That's Brown's best pitch.
Brown, hands held high, takes a deep breath, lifts his leg. 3-2. Fastball misses away. Ball 4.
Had a burning question on my mind for a little while, checking out Malone's cleats. What does Oregon do after this conference realignment?
Oh,
news that dropped yesterday.
Yeah, it puts Oregon in a really precarious spot. I mean, I'm a big college football fan, so I think that was the first thing I thought of. But college baseball is in even more of a difficult spot because now Oregon and Oregon State, they don't have those pillars in Los Angeles.
UCLA baseball, a long and storied program.
First pitch to the right-handed Matt Shaw. Slider misses away for ball 1. I mean, it's a situation that I still haven't fully grasped yet. I understand the money involved that allows UCLA and USC to get the football money, the $100 million TV deal. Brown comes set, 1-0. Changeup called strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
The thing is, Oregon and Washington both submitted applications to join the Big Ten. They were both denied. The Big Ten's waiting on Notre Dame, who currently has a deal with the ACC to play every sport in conference but football.
Brown's 1-1. Check swing. It's a full swing from home plate umpire Dave Perry. He declares it's strike 2. I mean, college sports now, it's the idea of conferences starting to dwindle by the day, especially with the UCLA and USC news. I get Texas and Oklahoma. That makes sense. This one geographically, not so sure. Brown, left side of the rubber, lifts his leg, 1-2. Grounder, left side. It just goes foul. The ball hopped foul at the last second. going over the third base bag, rather before the third base bag.
If you drive from UCLA to Rutgers, it's 42 hours.
Jeez. I mean, yeah, you have to wonder if UCLA and USC start to do East Coast trips like a Major League Baseball team would, or any professional team that plays in series.
A lot of California schools start on the later side of things, so UCLA could be playing in the Big Ten tournament and still have classes.
Quick check on the runner at first.
Imagine playing midweek games. As a baseball team, you play a 3-game series at Ohio State, then fly back to California and play Pepperdine on Tuesday.
Just the fact that UCLA and Iowa are in the exact same conference. 1-2 to Eblin. Grounder to left side. Marcus Brown fields it in the grass. Can't make a throw. Throw over to second, but the runner is in safely. That's Brennan Malone. Marcus Brown bobbled the ball in his glove. Took 5 or 6 hops towards the shortstop. Matt Shaw's on with an infield single. It's his 3rd hit of the night.
The first baseman, number 32, Josh Moylan.
This brings up the first baseman, Josh Moylan from ECU. I guess ECU could be a Pac-12 school in a few years if college sports keeps running like this.
Well, ECU is one of those baseball teams that's constantly right on the edge of, first of all, making it to the College World Series, and secondly, of being a top 10, top 15 team constantly.
Dennis Cook out to the pitcher's mound to speak with his pitcher and entire infield. Runner on first and second with 2 out. And we have a pitching change. Cam Brown's day is done. Brian Holiday comes out of the Chatham bullpen in his teal and purple glove. He steps on the mound to start his warm-up pitches. That was Cam Brown's first appearance of the Cape League season. We'll recap his outing, preview Brian Holiday, and all of that after this short break. Bourne has a 3-2 lead over Chatham in the top of the 7th inning. 2 away, Brian Holiday on the bump for the A's.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness.
Time for a Chatham Barzin call to the bullpen with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Number 40, right-handed pitcher Brian Holiday's on the mound. First pitch. That curveball at 75 miles an hour misses low to Josh Moylan. Brian Holiday, right-handed pitcher from Florida Southwestern. He's pitched in 5 games this season, 5 full innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1-0. Curveball misses low and inside, 2-0. His ERA is at 1.80, the lowest on the Chatham A's.
But this is a tough spot because it's not a place where he can use his breaking ball against a right-handed hitter. Moylan sees it all the way from the left side.
Holiday's 2-0. Fastball, right side. In the air, second baseman Daly calls off Castagnazzi and makes the catch for the final out.
Here we go.
Brian Holiday comes in, retires his only batter he faces. We're through 6.5 here at Veterans Field. Let's send things over to Peter Burns, the PA announcer, for the 7th inning stretch.
Haley, Sylvie, Lila, Rachel, Olivia, Jason, Meg, and Peter. Are you ready? All right, 1 second. Yes, Jason. Jason Murray's ready to go too. Ready? On 3, a 1, a 2, a 3.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ground. Money something I see Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever go down. River from the
Bourne leads 3-2 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Get up and stretch.
Cape Cod Baseball Network and the A's. Sports Radio play-by-play. Chatham A's on the air. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back.
Well, Ian and I just stretched up here in the Veterans Field press box.
For about 2 seconds.
Yeah, not too much. Bourne leads 3-2. We start the bottom of the 7th here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. We've already said our names, but let's reintroduce ourselves. With Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. Left-handed hitting Caden Grice digs in against the right-handed Mason Puccio. First pitch, fastball misses high and away, 1-0. Caden Grice wearing number 27 today because number 31 didn't come in time. 1 for 2 today with a single. 1-0. Fastball grounded on the right side, base hit. Jack Duffy fields it in right field. Caden Grice with his 2nd hit today.
The third baseman from the University of Tampa, number
Talked to Caden Grice earlier today, said whenever he has a bad at-bat or takes a bad swing, he focuses on meeting the ball with his barrel and taking it up the middle. That time got a pitch on the inner half of the plate, met it with the barrel, and hit it hard to the right side.
Runner on first, nobody out. Anthony Nunez represents the go-ahead run. First pitch, swing and a miss. The lefty fishes at a curveball in the dirt. Counts at 0-1.
Nunez is a switch hitter, so he moved from the righty box to the lefty box.
He holds the bat above his left shoulder. Caden Grice takes a few strides off of first. Puccio comes set, looks home, lifts his leg. Curveball, called strike 2. That bends. That looks just like Brian Holiday's curveball.
It's a slider, actually, but it has curveball action because Puccio is tall and throws from over the top. It's got some really nice diving action to it.
Only at 78 miles an hour. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
He's filthy. Puccio is dealing right now.
Nunez late on a fastball. That's out number 1.
pinch hitting for Chatham.
Tom Holiday goes to his reserves on the bench. Pinch hitting for Mitchell Daly is Rock Riggio. Daly 0 for 2 today. Rock Riggio will most likely slot in for him at second base. Rock hitless in the last 2 games. Has just 2 hits this season. Was 0 for 3 yesterday with a strikeout against YD. He stands in the left-handed box. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Quick check on Grice. He slides back safely. Dusts off some dirt on his pinstripe pants. Rock Riggio, a high-energy player, according to OSU and Chatham teammate Marcus Brown. Puccio comes set, hands at his chest. Left side of the rubber, deals. Fastball misses away, 1-0.
And the hope with bringing in Riggio against the righty Pelio is that the breaking ball is much less effective. It won't start on his front shoulder and break off. Instead, Riggio will see it coming towards the plate.
1-0. Swing and a miss. Riggio swings at a fastball letter high, 1-1. Rock takes a few pats of home plate. Has Caden Grice on first. Grice is the tying run at first. Pelio from the stretch. Fires home. Line drive, left field. It's a foul ball. They're getting the wave home, but the home plate umpire points foul. Chatham fans are hooting and hollering, but they don't understand that the ball is foul. Chatham fans still clapping. A lot of confusion on the field. Caden Grice came around to score. Rock Riggio stands on second. He thought he had a double, but now Riggio has to go back and retrieve his bat.
Randy Whistler is halfway down the third base line, telling Dave Perry at home plate the ball was fair. And remember, this is the same crew that on Sunday against Hyannis called Rocco Pepe's drive down the third base line fair, and that put Hyannis ahead. The ball was a foot foul.
Tom Holliday goes out to the home plate umpire Dave Perry to discuss. They're social distancing, not too close. And now Holliday creeps closer. I mean, that ball was very close. I don't want to make a definitive claim whether it was fair or foul, but the home plate umpire made a direct point in foul territory. Caden Grice still has his helmet off over at first. Rock Riggio grabbed his bat. And Tom Holliday walks back. He puts his hands out, telling the Chatham crowd to dial down. Boos rain from Veterans Field, and Tom Holliday with his hands in the air.
Tom Holliday might lead the chorus.
1-2 count, one away.
It's a shame for Riggio, too. He hit that ball on the screws.
Let's see if the ball doesn't lie. Pelio comes set. 1-2. Skips in the dirt off home plate. Frick blocked it. Ball bounced in front of the dish. 2-2. Another bang-bang play that this umpiring crews have to make against Chatham, as Ian perfectly illustrated just a few moments ago. 2-2 count, one out. Bottom of the seventh. Bourne with a 3-2 lead. Grice the tying run at first. The 2-2. Fastball called strike three. Riggio with his head down walks back towards Chatham's dugout. Holds the bat by the barrel. That's out number two. The 9-hole hitter, Marcus Brown, digs in. Left-handed hitting shortstop, 1 for 2 today. Bourne with a 3-2 lead, 2 outs in the bottom of the seventh. First pitch to Brown. Slider misses high. Media assistant Jay Klein said that was the exact same umpire that made that call. So it's the same crew, but Dave Perry, the exact same umpire that made that last call. Same one in Hyannis. 1-0. Fastball misses outside. 2-0. Dave Perry was behind the plate in Game 2 against Hyannis. How about that? Grice takes 3 strides off of first. 2-0 count, 2 gone. The pitch. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. 2-1. Brown nods his head and walks out of the box. (9:10 p.m.) 20 seconds away from it here at Veterans Field. Sky pitch black on this July 1st evening. So happy you could join us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Pelio comes set, fires. Brown fouls it back to the screen, 2-2. 97 miles an hour from the right-hander, Boston College. Wind blowing out to right field. according to the flag in dead center here at Veterans Field. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Marcus Brown, few practice cuts in the box. Puccio comes set, deep breath, quick check on Grice, no tag.
Long stretch from Moylan at first base. He had to reach across the diving Grice to make the grab.
Grice in an athletic stance. 2 strides off the bag. Puccio left side of the rubber. Hands at the belt. Deals. Line drive right to the shortstop. Matt Shaw robs a base hit from Marcus Brown, and that does it for the 7th.
All right, here we go. Get out your 50-50 ticket.
So what could have been a double from Rock Riggio that brought home the tying run, Caden Grice, ends up being a strikeout swinging as Dave Perry pointed a foul ball down the left field line. No runs on just 1 hit, no errors, and 1 Caden Grice left stranding. Top of the 8th coming up next, which means one thing. Ian Unsworth takes over for play-by-play after the break.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on DRC. I spent 20 years trying to get out of this place. I was looking for something I couldn't replace. I was running away from the only thing I've ever known. Like a blind dog without a bone, I was a gypsy lost in the twilight zone. I hijacked the rainbow and crashed into a pot of gold. Been there, done that, I ain't looking back on the seeds I've sown. Saving times, spending too much time on the telephone.
3-2 Bourne, top of the 8th at Veterans Field. Righty Brian Holiday on the bump for Chatham, settling in for his first full inning of work. Bourne cleanup hitter Jack Duffy getting ready to dig in the lefty box. Taps the near side of the plate. Holiday begins the windup and fires. First pitch breaking ball, a called strike. Travinski can't catch it. It bounces to the backstop, but a strike regardless. The next delivery from Holiday. Travinski again can't catch it. This time it's inside. 1-1 count to Duffy. 1 for 2. An RBI single in the top of the first brought in Elijah Nunez. Duffy walked and scored in the 4th. Holiday deals. Fastball misses outside, 2-1.
Can't remember the last time Travinski's ever caught Holiday.
Holiday delivers. Duffy pops it up over our heads. Behind home plate and high above third base line. And foul, 2-2.
The LSU catcher has to get used to his tempo.
Holiday, teal glove in front of the face, starts the windup and fires. Duffy tips it back into the netting behind home plate. In the last half inning, Caden Grice led it off with a single. With 1 out, Rock Riggio pinch hit, smashed a line drive down the third base line. It was ruled foul. Caden Grice would have scored. 2-2 pitch. Duffy half swing. Frank Battaglia says he went around. It's the first out of the top of the 8th.
That curveball is disgusting. Very similar to Mason Puccio's slider. But that just combined with the fastball in the mid-90s. We were talking to Magnus Ellerts before the season. His teammate in college, he said it spins close to 3,000 RPMs, which is an MLB-level curveball.
Holiday on the first base side of the rubber. Deals the first pitch. John Peck takes it on the outside corner. Called strike 1. Peck 0 for 3, reached on an error in the 4th, but was thrown out at 2nd. Holiday delivers the 0-1. Peck fouls it back. And Holiday attacking the strike zone early, up 0-2.
Holiday working quickly, too. He always gets the baseball and just immediately stands back on the rubber.
A pace of college baseball. Rat-a-tat-tat. 20-second pitch clock in all of collegiate baseball. The 0-2. Beck rolls over, grounds it down the third base line, foul. Peck at Pepperdine this season was an all-West Coast Conference first-teamer. Third in the WCC with a .361 average. Dave Perry needs new baseballs as his last one was lashed down the third base line. The bat boy brings Hayden Travinski 6, and 1 he flings out to Brian Holiday. Chatham outfield playing Peck slightly to pull, infield back with 1 out. 0-2 pitch. Curveball low and away.
I think I'm a big fan of this Brian Holiday tempo. Utilizing the curveball effectively, getting back on the bump.
Next delivery, high fastball. Peck fouls it back. Looks like it hit the post.
Yeah, it went through the netting in the dip that's behind home plate. It hit that net, then sort of took a lot of speed off the baseball and dropped in front of the grandstand.
1-2 count. Holiday delivers. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back swinging strikeouts for Brian Holiday. 2 outs in the 8th.
Center fielder, number 6.
Dominance out of the pen early on. He's pitched a full inning, retired everyone that he's faced with 2 strikeouts.
Came in to get Josh Moylan to end the top of the 7th with 2 runners on base. First pitch to Carson Roccaforte. Fastball down the chute, strike 1.
And while we bring up Brian Holiday, the final line for Cam Brown, 2 2/3, 3 hits, an earned run, 4 Ks and a walk.
0-1 to Roccaforte. He rips a fastball the other way. The Bourne third base coach ducks and runs for cover. It's a foul ball, and Holiday to the second straight batter up 0-2. Roccaforte ready in the lefty box. 0 for 2 today. The pitch. Up and out. Travinski didn't even attempt to glove it.
That's like the 3rd time that he's done that today. Just a pitch go all the way to the backstop and don't even try to catch it.
Travinski lifted his mask off and threw it back on. Heard from Nelson Rivera early in the season that he had trouble with the house in center field seeing the baseball. Not sure what Travinski's problem is, but right now hasn't affected the inning. 1-2 count. Holiday deals. Breaking ball low and outside. Roccaforte, the lefty, took it all the way. He's been on base twice. The walk and a fielder's choice. 2-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Carson Roccaforte turns and shakes his head at Dave Perry. Brian Holiday strikes out the side in the top of the 8th. The righty reliever strides confidently chest out towards the third base dugout. Bourne leads Chatham 3-2. 2 more chances for the A's bats to tie it up and take the lead. Top of the order due up for the A's after the break.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Bottom of the 8th at Veterans Field. Bourne leads Chatham 3-2. The A's 2 more at-bats to tie things up. Top of the order due up for Chatham, starting with Jake DeLeo. And it looks like Guy Garibay has a bat and helmets on. In the on-deck circle, Cooper Engel swinging as well.
For the Anglers, top of the order. From Georgia Tech, the center fielder, number 2, Jake DeLeo.
So some changes potentially incoming for Tom Holliday. But no way you can take out Jake DeLeo, who had a 2-run shot in the 5th to tie the ball game and also has a single in the 3rd. First pitch from the righty, Mason Pelio. Breaking ball into the zone, strike 1.
We saw Guy Garibay take reps at first base in the preseason, so I wonder if in the top of the 9th, Garibay gets his first baseman's glove.
Pelio winds, fires. Another bender, strike 2. Chatham also has Noah Ledford on the bench. Seen him inserted as a defensive replacement. Grice can also move to first and Garibay to right. Pelio steps off the bump and bends over, touches his toes, wipes off his hand, gets on the rubber. Leo steps out and into the box, down 0-2. Here's the pitch. Curveball bounces in front of the plate. Frick eats it in the chest protector.
Cooper Engel's also in the hole here, Ian.
He would be replacing Chuck Ingram, who's playing left field, and we know Engel, because of a strained UCL, isn't throwing just yet. Matt Hogan's got a helmet on, potential pinch runner. 1-2 pitch. DeLeo stays alive. Fouls it over the netting behind home plate. So the sequence is probably Garibay pinch hits for Castagnazzi, and then Ingram sits down for Engel, and then if Cooper gets on, Matt Hogan comes in to pinch run.
Yeah, and Matt Hogan would then go into left field to replace Chuck Ingram.
Pelio peers into Frick behind the dish, and Jake DeLeo steps out of the righty box, calls for time. Georgia Tech center fielder digs back in against an ACC foe. The pitch. Fastball bounced to home. DeLeo quickly down 0-2. He's fought the count back to even.
Tom Holliday says that innings 7, 8, and 9 are his game. That sort of bled over into the 5th and 6th in the last couple of games.
2-2, the pitch. DeLeo half swings. Dave Perry says he went around.
Pitch hitting for Chatham. From right,
Breaking ball low and outside. K's Jake DeLeo. Only Chatham's 7th strikeout of the day at the dish. Much better effort, all things considered, from A's hitters putting the ball in play.
The home run from Jake DeLeo will certainly help. Caden Grice with a 2-for-3 night. Chatham putting the ball in play, giving themselves a chance to win. And the Bourne Braves won 1-0 in Falmouth yesterday, so Bourne known for not giving up much, but not scoring as well.
First pitch to Garibay. Above the letters, but called a strike. Bourne came into this game hitting .214, and Chatham just .188 as teams. 0-1 to Garibay. Fastball at the knees, strike 2. Guy Garabay's watched 2 fastballs breeze through the zone. 95, the last one from Pelio. 6'4" righty, drops the hand, starts the windup, deals. Garibay breaks his bat, hits a slow pop-up on the infield. Peck comes in to make the grab on the grass for the 2nd out.
Pitch hitting for Chatham. From Clemson, number 37, Cooper Engel.
Just a soft pop-up to that infield side. Garibay throwing his hands at the outside pitch. The one thing with Garibay that is he is a good contact hitter. Just hasn't really shown it much this year with Chatham.
With 2 outs, Cooper Engel officially in the game for Chuck Ingram. Ingram was 0-for-3. 2 groundouts to the right side and a strikeout. The first pitch. 96-mile-an-hour fastball in the dirt. Engel was 1-for-3 yesterday. Pelio starts the windup, deals. Misses up, again 96. The righty from Boston College digging deep into the tank. Bourne has another reliever warming up down the right field line. Pelio's thrown 40 pitches. The next one, just below the knees. Justin Willis is the man getting up for the Bravos. junior from Connecticut. This would be his first Cape League appearance. Puccio kicks and deals. 3-0. Low and inside. Cooper Ingle works a walk. His team leading 12th.
His plate discipline is striking to me. The fact that he can take fastballs in the inside-outside corner, that's hurt Chatham over the last couple of games, being too selective at the dish. But Cooper Ingle, with that big-time power left-handed bat, certainly sends a message to the pitcher.
Hayden Travinski in the righty box. He reached on a walk in the 4th. Puccio from the stretch. He deals. Leaves a slider above the zone. That one looked very flat in comparison to his diving breaking balls in his first 2 frames.
I find it interesting that Matt Hogan is in pinch running for Cooper Ingle right here. If you know if Hogan's coming in the game in the field, why not put him on base right now?
Next delivery from Puccio. Fastball stings the outside corner, strike 1. Hogan still has his helmet on and also his left-handed sliding glove. He's on the top step of the third base dugout.
Maybe he's a pinch runner for Travinski if he gets on?
Puccio a deep breath, kicks, deals. Fastball below the knees, over the inner heart of the plate. But Travinski with a keen eye himself. 2-1 count to the LSU catcher. Moylan holds the runner on first. Eblin pinched towards second. Left side of the infield back. Puccio delivers. Fastball low. 3-1 count to Hayden Travinski. Bourne with 3 runs on 6 hits and a Chatham error. The Anglers 2 runs on 5 hits. Both Chatham tallies coming in the bottom of the 5th on a Jake DeLeo 2-run home run to left center field. Puccio set, checks the runner, deals home. Travinski half swing, a strike. Dave Perry says he went around. Full count. Engel should be off with the pitch. 2 down, bottom of the 8th at Veterans Field.
This is where having Matt Hogan at first would be very helpful.
Moylan backs off the bag. Engel a 4-step lead. Travinski ready. Puccio set. He delivers. Travinski fouls it off, staying alive. It's into the parking lot behind the bathrooms, almost straight away behind home plate. Puccio's thrown 48 pitches. This is his 3rd inning of work. Got the first 2 runners out, then walked Cooper Ingle on 4 pitches. The righty set, checks the runner, deals. Travinski, another pop-up, foul.
Cooper Ingle working on his, I guess you can, we call them suicides in high school basketball, going back and forth from baseline to baseline. He's working out on that baseline for sure.
Ingle keeps that 3.5-step lead. Willis still warming up down the right field line. Travinski bat over the head ready. Payoff pitch. Popped way high behind the third base bag. Shaw calls off Peck, ranges back towards the field of play, and leaning back, hauls it in. The ball stayed up in the air for about 5 seconds, and Matt Shaw fought the lights, the wind, and everything else to make the catch. Chatham strands the game's tying runner on first. Bourne leads the A's 3-2, heading to the top of the 9th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour. That's when my love comes tumbling down. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour when there's no one else around. I'm gonna
One more chance for Bourne to add insurance. The Braves lead Chatham 3-2. Top of the ninth at Veterans Field. Alongside Joe Puccio, I'm Ian Unsworth. Brian Holiday struck out the side in the top of the eighth. And he's going to face 7, 8, and 9 in the top of the ninth. Evan Slight, who hit the go-ahead home run in the top of the seventh off Cam Brown, leads off the inning. Tomas Frick, the catcher, and Bryce Eblin, the second baseman, follow it up for the Bravos. Slight ready in the lefty box. Holiday fires. A strike down the middle. Holiday dealing from the windup. And as customary for the last inning, ready again. Here's the pitch. Fastball just below the knees. 1-1. Holiday brings his teal mitt to his face and delivers. Slight swings through a high fastball. Strike two. 91.
On the verge of his fourth consecutive strikeout here.
Holiday's come in dealing. 4 straight outs. Here's the 1-2. Just missed. Slight took an off-speed pitch, slightly low and inside. Holiday gets the sign from Travinski. Here's the pitch. Fastball popped over our heads and foul. We're at about the 7 o'clock on the analog, peering down at home plate, the second level of the Chatham A's press box. Holiday, the 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Slight can't touch the curveball, and Brian Holiday's struck out 4 straight.
I know that Holiday is the closer, but I think Chatham needs to use him more on a regular basis. That fastball-curveball combination is deadly.
Chatham hasn't been in many save situations over the past couple games. That's been the issue. 1 out, Tomas Frick in the righty box. The first pitch. Frick swings and dribbles a foul ball to the backstop.
Right, that's the issue. Like, you want Chatham, if you're Tom Holiday or Brian Holiday, to be in those save situations, but at the same time, sometimes you just need to lock down an opposing lead so that when your batters come up, you have a chance.
0-1, the pitch. Breaking ball slightly inside. 1-1 count. Chatham players all standing in the third base dugout. The next pitch. Below the knees, ball 2. Defensive changes for the A's. Guy Garibay into left field for Chuck Ingram, and Noah Ledford at first base for Johnny Castagnazzi. 2-1. Above the letters. Now 3-1 to Tomas Frick, who hasn't reached base today. Hit into a double play to end the second, grounded out to end the fourth, and struck out in the seventh. 3-1 pitch. Off speed, Frick checks his swing, but keeps the bat back and trots to first. 1 out walk ends the streak of 4 strikeouts for Holiday.
That's the first base runner he's given up as well. The first batter he faced, Josh Moylan, he just popped up to the first baseman to end the 7th inning.
9-hole hitter Bryce Eblin readjusts his batting gloves, shakes out the shoulders, checks his swing, taps the far side of the plate, and settles into the left-handed batter's box. Holiday working from the stretch, checks the runner on first. Nunez in the grass. Eblin, first pitch swing, pops it foul. This is a big chance for Marcus Brown to direct the defense. Newbies at second and third with a chance for a bunt.
Chatham worked on its defense before batting practice today. First time that we saw that.
Nunez backs off the grass, 0-1 count. Holiday kicks, fires. Fastball outside, 1-1.
Wind's starting to blow out towards dead center now, Ian.
It came up at 09 miles per hour on the scoreboard.
I think I can run faster than 9 miles per hour. Actually, no, I can't.
Holiday hands it the glove. He fires. Curveball below the zone. 2-1 to Bryce Eblin. 0 for 2. Walked and stole a base to lead off the third. He struck out in the 5th and grounded out from third to first in the 7th. Waves the bat behind his head, the lefty batter. Righty Holiday delivers. Hits Eblin square in the back with a high fastball. Eblin takes his time getting to first base. Ripped off his batting gloves and shrugged his protective equipment over towards the first base dugout. Aiden Travinsky goes to the mound to talk to Brian Holiday. Bryce Eblin deserves a second or two to recuperate.
Brian Holiday as well, right? You have retired your first 5 batters you face. Now you walk and have a hit by pitch with the order flipping over. This is a precarious situation.
Nobody up in the Chatham bullpen. Holiday set the first pitch to leadoff hitter Brennan Malone. Curveball high. 1-0 count to Malone. He's 0 for 2 with a walk in 3 plate appearances. Did not start the game, but replaced Elijah Nunez. Holiday checks second, turns his gaze to home, deals. Misses up and in.
Now he's just having trouble locating the zone.
And here comes Dennis Cook. Still no action down the left field line. It is strictly a meeting between pitching coach, catcher, and arm.
And I think not having an arm up in the bullpen should give Brian Holiday some confidence. Chatham is giving the right-hander the ball to get out of this inning. He came in to help Cam Brown, had a clean 8th inning, 3 strikeouts. It's his opportunity to get out of the 9th as well.
Brennan Malone, one-time Brewster Whitecap, now donning the Bourne navy and road gray pants. Holiday's jersey ripples in the wind. Checks second, deals home. Malone cranks one down the right field line. It tails to the right and foul. Had the distance to get out, but landed to the right of the foul pole. And a few fans chirp home plate umpire Dave Perry after the controversial call in the bottom of the 7th. A Rock Riggio flare down the third base line, which Perry called foul, would have tied the game. Holiday looks at the runner, delivers. Malone pops a foul ball towards the Little League field behind the first base concourse.
And he was the same home plate umpire in Game 2 against Hyannis, who made the fair foul call that gave the Harbor Hawks a tie game. Actually gave the Harbor Hawks the lead, and then Chatham had to come back in the top of the 7th.
2-2 count, 1 down, runners on first and second. The pitch. Malone taps it off of Travinsky's mask. Foul. Malone took a big cut at 90 miles an hour. It was a fastball center cut, letter high. Second baseman close to the bag. Now moves towards his position. Double play ends the inning for the A's. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Malone pops it up over the grandstand, foul. 3 straight foul balls from Brennan Malone. Keep him alive.
We just want to pass the baton to Matt Shaw. On deck hitter for Bourne, 3 for 4 today with 2 singles and a double.
Has not scored any of Bourne's 3 runs, but Shaw's ripped the ball all over the place. Singles to left, left center, and a double to right center. Holiday picks towards second. Runner dives in. No throw to second, and Thomas Frick shakes the dirt off his jersey. Holiday gets the sign from Travinsky, who sets up outside. Now in. Holiday deals. It's a ball low. Full count to Brendan Malone. 1 down. Tomas Frick on second. Bryce Eblin on first. Bourne leads Chatham 3-2. Holiday checks the runner. Kicks and fires. Both runners took off. Malone tapped it behind home plate. Barely got the end of the bat on an 88-mile-an-hour fastball.
And Brendan Malone just staying alive, having another solid AB, just like he had in the top of the 7th. Earned a double-digit pitch at bat and got to first base via a walk.
Malone choked up, bending the knees in the righty box. 3-2 pitch. Malone ropes it into left center. Garibay running on it, makes the grab. Both runners stay put. Guy Garibay saving a run, maybe more, with that catch.
I'd argue saving the game. This keeps Chatham alive, down 1 with 2 outs in the top of the 9th.
Garibay just in left for Chuck Ingram. Got a great jump on the baseball. Caught it at about letter level. Here's Matt Shaw, righty shortstop from Maryland. 3 for 4 today. 2 singles and a double. Holiday's first pitch. Breaking ball. Shaw swings through it. Number 24 in navy blue. Gets out of the box, taps both cleats, shakes his head in frustration. 67 RBIs in 60 games for the Maryland Terrapins. Holiday delivers the next one. Shaw taps it off his hand, but he stayed in the box, so it's a foul ball.
Holiday up 0-2 in the count. He can throw whatever pitch he wants, wherever he wants.
He's spun Shaw around with 2 curveballs. Shaw 2 doubles, now 3 after his two-bagger today. 2 home runs and 6 RBI. 361 hitter. The pitch. Shaw ropes a curveball into center, but it's right to Jake DeLeo. The line drive to center field ends the inning. Brian Holiday puts 2 men on base. A walk and a hit by pitch put the 8 and 9 hole hitters on. But he gussies up, gets Brennan Malone to line out to left center, and Matt Shaw to fly out to center field. One more chance for Chatham, down 3-2, heading into the bottom of the 9th. It's Dominic Temez, Caden Grice, and Anthony Nunez to bat for the A's after the break.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on GRC.
One last chance for Chatham to tie up the ball game. Bourne leads the Anglers 3-2. A dead pitch black night at Veterans Field. The lights on, the American flag breezing towards right field. Alongside Joe Puccio, I'm Ian Unsworth. Bourne makes a Chatham bars in call to the bullpen, bringing in Justin Willis. 5'10", 210-pound righty pitcher. Native of North Bergen, New Jersey, attends UConn. This is his first Cape League appearance. He works from the first base side of the rubber, throwing only from the stretch. A very quick motion, jacking his leg up, twisting his backside, and firing home. Tomas Frick trots to the mound to have a meeting with the new pitcher. Temez, Grice, and Nunez due up for the A's.
Willis has a fastball that averages around 91 miles an hour and a slider that's in the low 80s. Only really a 2-pitch mix.
He replaces Mason Pelio, who went 3 scoreless. Only allowed 1 hit, struck out 4. Willis leans over to peer in for Frick's side. Comes set. The first pitch to Temez. Breaking ball on the outer half, strike 1. Slider starts the at-bat. Temez 0 for 3. He's hit a couple baseballs hard to right field, struck out in his last at-bat. Willis set, here's the pitch. Temez pounds it off the plate, foul. Bourne infield back. Outfield playing Temez straight up. Although Duffy's giving him plenty of space down the right field line, as has been custom all day. A deep breath from Willis. He throws. Misses up and in. Temez ducks out of the way of a high fastball.
Thought Temez got out of that box rather quickly.
Either way, it was a ball. Nowhere close to the zone.
Right.
1-2. Dominic Temez back in. Willis the pitch. Slider in the dirt. 2-2. Chatham's catcher hitless in his last 6 ABs. Temez shows Willis the bat. Brings it behind his head. Here's the pitch. Temez fouls it back to the netting. Caden Grice waits on deck. 2 for 3 with 2 hard-hit singles today. Anthony Nunez in his first game in Chatham colors in the hole. Temez ready. Willis ready. The 2-2. Temez hits it hard down the third baseline. Peck backhand field. One-hop throw. Gets past the first baseman to the fence. Dominic Temez to second. He stops there. An error from the third baseman, John Peck, puts the tying runner in scoring position.
The Bravos give away an out. First base runner of the game. Now here comes Matt Hogan. They keep the chess piece on the bench
Number 10, Matt
and
Hogan.
apply it at the right time.
Peck's throw one-hopped to Josh Moylan at first, and he had to stretch across and attempt to dig the ball out. It went all the way to the right field fence, about 15 to 20 feet away from first base. Temez could have gone for third. It would have been a close play. Decides not to risk it with Chatham's hottest hitter up, and a great runner on second now in Hogan. Elvin plays a deep second base. Grice in the lefty box. First pitch from Willis. Fastball up and outside. Frick slid to the righty batter's box on his knees to glove it. Shortstop Shaw tracks Hogan as he takes a 3-step lead. Shaw backs up to his spot. Wind blowing to right. Willis checks the runner and deals home. Misses up and out again. Back-to-back fastballs that Caden Grice leaves alone.
He readjusts his batting gloves, walking around home plate as if he owns the place. Has a grand opportunity to not only tie this game, but help Chatham come away with a walk-off win.
Grice, 2 home runs this season, 7 RBI. Willis checks Hogan. He takes a leap off second. Willis deals home. Grice swings through a slider behind his back knee.
The fastballs and slider in this AB have started out in the exact same spot.
That last one got the better of Caden Grice. He was out in front. 2-1 count, bottom of the 9th at Veterans Field. Bourne leads Chatham 3-2. Anglers have the tying runner on second. Willis picks back, doesn't throw as both infielders race behind the bag. Hogan got in quickly, his back to the pitcher, and Willis didn't risk the throw. Wind still steadily blowing into right. Grice with acres of space down the right field line. Extra bases for sure if he can put it there. Willis deals, Grice swings through a fastball. 90 miles an hour on the outer half. 2-2 count. Justin Willis in his first Cape League appearance Bends at the hips with ball dangling in the right hand next to his knee to get the sign. Frick set low. Willis a deep breath on the bump. Here's the 2-2. High fastball, ball 3.
A gutsy take from Grice outside of the box now. All he has to do is find the outfield.
He's walked 4 times but struck out 22. Holds the hands at the chest. Willis checks Hogan and deals home. He misses low in the dirt, and Grice walks to first. The winning run on first base, Anthony Nunez, making his Chatham debut today, gets a chance to be a hero.
He still doesn't have his first hit yet. What a time it would be to collect hit number 1.
He hit .234 in 27 games at D2 Tampa. Nunez squares around the first pitch. Fastball low, and Nunez pulled the bat back.
All of the Braves in the dugout just went to the top rail after that pitch.
Everyone calling out defensive signals. Moylan on the grass, the first baseman, and Peck even with the cutout at third. Hogan on second, Grice on first. Nunez squares again. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball below the knees. 2-0 count. Bourne still in its bunt defense, outfield straight up. Shaw behind Hogan, and Eblin with an awful lot of ground to cover between second and first. Nunez squares. Willis breathes, throws, and Nunez puts it down the third base line. Tough play across the diamond. Peck makes the out. Fielded the ball on the run, halfway between third and home, and threw it across to Eblin. Both runners advance. Successful sacrifice for Anthony Nunez brings up Rock Riggio.
He's greeted by his teammates on the top step of the dugout. Nunez, in just his second day here in Chatham, sacrifices his out.
And Chatham intentionally walks Rock Riggio. Scratch that. Bourne intentionally walks Rock Riggio. Chatham's happy Riggio's walking down to first. It puts the double play in order. And Marcus Brown, Chatham's shortstop, in the left-handed batter's box.
So sure, it sets up the double play ball, but now you give Marcus Brown the opportunity to cash in with some runs. I mean, he had his first hit in the last 4 games back in the 5th inning, but he's been swinging a hot bat all season long.
Brown third on the team with 5 RBI. Slightly open stance in the lefty box. 1 down, bases loaded. The first pitch from Willis. High, and Brown checked his swing. Fastball letter high, and Marcus Brown almost broke his wrist with the swing, but kept it back in the nick of time. 1-0, Chatham trails Bourne 3-2. Matt Hogan, the tying run on third. Caden Grice, the winning run on second. Willis set, he delivers home. Pings a strike at the knees. 80-mile-an-hour slider.
Brown seeing the slider now. He can sit back and be ready for it.
Brown just 2 days prior hit in the hand. Joe, we thought his season was over. X-rays came back negative. He's back and going. 1-1. Brown pops it up. Third base side. Peck and Shaw behind the bag, and the shortstop makes the catch. 2 outs, bases loaded. Jake DeLeo coming to the right-handed box. Already a 2-run home run for DeLeo today. Chatham's only runs of the ball game.
Marcus Brown was frozen like a statue in that batter's box with that pop-up. Sulked back to Chatham's dugout.
DeLeo's home run was a fastball cranked to left center. He's got one grand slam this season. It was against Wareham in the first game of the doubleheader. He taps both sides of the plate, shows Willis the bat, and brings it away from his body. The first pitch from Willis. Up and in, almost nicked Jake DeLeo, but just a ball. The count's 1-0. Hogan on third, a three-step lead. Caden Grice the winning run on second. Bourne's outfield pinch towards the middle. The Braves infield back. 1-0 count. Willis deals. Slider low and outside. 2-0. A walk ties the ball game for Jake DeLeo and brings up Guy Garibay. Bourne has a play at any base. Willis fires. DeLeo swings through a slider.
He was just late on the attack right there, Ian. Just a slider on the outside corner that he read at the very last second and just gave a hack at.
DeLeo digs back into the right-handed batter's box. Willis peers in, gets the sign. A deep breath. The 2-1. DeLeo lifts it to right. Duffy comes in, calls everyone off, and makes the catch. Justin Willis gets the save in his first Cape League appearance. Chatham loads the bases in the bottom of the ninth, but can't pull out the walk-off. Bourne wins 3-2, the A's' fourth consecutive loss. Handshakes for the Braves at second base and through the pitcher's mound. Jake DeLeo still walking off the field. Teeny strides as Chatham had it all in its grasp and it fell away. We'll review it all on the Anglers Extra Post-Game Show. Bourne with a 3-2 win, one that went down to the wire. A couple of breakneck plays get the game away from the A's. Joe will talk through a player on the field. We'll go through the highlights, and we'll take a look at tomorrow's game against the Harwich Mariners. It's all coming up on the Anglers Extra Post-Game Show on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC. When the lights go down in the city and the sun
Time for the Anglers Extra Postgame Show from Veterans Field. Chatham loses to Bourne 3-2. The A's load the bases in the bottom of the ninth, but cannot deliver. Dominic Temez hit a ground ball to third base, and he reached on an error from the third baseman John Peck, who threw a one-hopper wide of the bag. It went all the way to the fence. Temez advanced to second. Matt Hogan came in to pinch run, made it to third. Caden Grice walked and advanced to second on an Anthony Nunez sac bunt. So 2 runners in scoring position. Rock Riggio up. He gets intentionally walked. And then Marcus Brown and Jake DeLeo both pop out to end the game. Joe's down on the field for our post-game interview.
We're here on the Anglers Extra Postgame Show. Chatham falls to Bourne here at Veterans Field. I'm Joe Puccio here with Caden Grice, who went 2 for 3 today. Caden, what was working for you at the dish?
I mean, just here recently, I've just been feeling really comfortable in the box and seeing the ball well. And I mean, the biggest thing is just getting on base for my teammates and giving them a chance to drive me in. I mean, it feels good to hit the ball well, but I mean, ultimately, the biggest goal for us right now is winning the ball game. And I mean, anything we can do to get on base, that's we're going to try to do it. So.
Rock Riggio hit a foul ball that was called foul. You were on the base pads. What did you see from the first base?
I didn't see anything. I was just trying to score. I know he hit it hard, and I know he hit it. It was pretty close. I mean, that's the umpire's call. It's in his hands. It's not in ours. So I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it. Whether it was fair or foul or not, who knows? But I mean, the biggest thing is we just kept competing, even though that happened, whether it was a bad call or not.
You came up in the 9th inning, another chance to tie the game, got on base with a walk. What was going through your head in that AB?
Like I said, I just wanted to do anything I could to get on base for my teammates, because I told the guy behind me, I was like, I need you to get me in. Because I mean, I don't have to do it all by myself. I mean, we have a team full of dogs that, I mean, everybody's good. So there's not one person that has to do it alone, and I have a lot of confidence in our team.
You're a team-oriented guy. What did Tom Holliday say to you guys after the game?
He just said we competed and we were in that game to the last pitch. We're playing good baseball. I mean, we're not winning, but we're competing to the last out. And he said we're going to win a road game tomorrow, and we all think so too. So we're going to go out tomorrow. We're going to compete hard. We're going to have fun.
Good battle today. Best of luck tomorrow, Caden. Thanks for the time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Caden Grice in the Anglers Extra Postgame Show. Let's send it back up to the booth with Ian Unsworth as the Anglers Extra Postgame Show rolls on.
Joe, certainly a better effort today from Chatham's hitters. The A's 2 runs on 5 hits and left 8 on base. Bourne 3 runs on 6 hits, also left 8 on base. But the difference today for Chatham, only 7 strikeouts after 4 straight games where the A's struck out 10 or more times. Let's listen back to the highlights from Veterans Field. Bourne wins 3-2, and the Braves jumped right on Chatham starter Magnus Ellerts. Elijah Nunez led the game off with a single. Matt Shaw also knocked a base hit, and then cleanup hitter Jack Duffy came up. Ellerts gets the sign from Travinsky, comes set. Chatham looking to turn 2, runners on the corners, 1 down. Runner takes off. Duffy strokes it into center. It drops in front of DeLeo. Nunez scores. Shaw pulls into third. And Bourne jumps on Magnus Ellerts early. 1-0 Braves. A run on 3 hits in the top of the first. And that's how the first would end, with that run on 3 hits. On the other side, Hunter Furtado started strong, allowing no runs through the first 4 innings. Bourne kept it going offensively after 2 scoreless frames in the 2nd and 3rd. Duffy led off the 4th with a walk. John Peck got on because of an error from the second baseman Mitchell Daly. And Bourne played a little small ball with 7-hitter Evan Slight.
Roccaforte takes 3 strides off of first base. Ellerts comes set, hands at the belt. Glances in the peripheral, deals, runner goes. It's a bunt. Run scores. Ellerts flips over to first. A safety squeeze. Sacrifice bunt from Evan Slight brings home Jack Duffy. It's 2-0 Bourne.
Bourne getting its 2nd run from Evan Slight, and that's not all Slight had to say today. Bottom of the 4th for the A's, left a runner on, and in the top of the 5th, Matt Shaw hit a second jack, a double to the right center gap. Shaw ended the game 3 for 5, but did not score a single run. Head to the bottom of the 5th, where Chatham finally got the bats going. After 2 quick outs, Marcus Brown singled, and Jake DeLeo who's hit one of Chatham's big home runs at Veterans Field. A grand slam to left came up with a runner on first and 2 down.
Roccaforte takes 3 strides off of first base. Ellis comes set, hands at the belt. 1-0. High drive, deep left field, running back Malone. He's at the track, looking up. It's off the scoreboard. A 2-run blast for Jake DeLeo. Second home run of the season and 8th RBI. Chatham ties the game at 2 in the bottom of the 5th.
Just something about hitting at Veterans Field for Jake DeLeo. The grand slam against Wareham in the doubleheader a couple Sundays ago, and then today a 2-run shot off of Hunter Furtado. It forced the Bourne starter out of the ball game, and the Braves went to the bullpen. And we go to the top of the 7th, where Bravo's got some stuff going, and it had to start with Evan Slight again. He led off the inning and put Bourne back in front.
Had a sack bunt in his last at-bat. Brought home Bourne's second run. 0-1. Fastball driven deep right field. Running back Grice. He's at the track looking up. It's gone! Evan Slight breaks the tie. A solo bomb to right center field. Bourne leads 3-2 in the top of the 7th.
To the bottom of the inning, Chatham had a chance to respond. Caden Grice singled to lead off the frame. Anthony Nunez struck out, and pinch hitter Rock Riggio came to the dish. And one of the most controversial calls of the Chatham season ensued.
Pelio from the stretch. Fires home. Line drive left field. It's a foul ball. They're getting the wave home, but the home plate umpire points foul. Chatham fans are hooting and hollering, but they don't understand that the ball is foul. Chatham fans still clapping. A lot of confusion on the field. Caden Grice came around to score. Rock Riggio stands on second. He thought he had a double, but now Riggio has to go back and retrieve his bat.
Rock Riggio would have had a double, and Caden Grice, off with the pitch, easily scored from first base. He was touching the plate by the time that ball landed in left field. But home plate umpire Dave Perry called it foul after a consultation with the fellow umpires. After talking to Randy Whistler and Tom Holliday, the verdict still a foul ball. Chatham still trailed 3-2. Brian Holliday struck out the side in the top of the 8th. A's went down scoreless in the bottom of the 8th, and Holliday got out of a bit of a jam, stranding 2 runners on in the top of the 9th. So we get to the bottom of the 9th. Dominic Temez leads off, reaches on an error. Caden Grice walks. 2 men on. Nunez bunts them over. The tying run on third, the winning run on second. Rock Riggio intentionally walked. Marcus Brown pops out to third. So with 2 outs, the DeLeo, who's already done great things for the A's today, comes into the box with a chance to go out the hero. DeLeo digs back into the right-handed batter's box. Willis peers in, gets the sign. A deep breath. The 2-1. DeLeo lifts it to right. Duffy comes in, calls everyone off, and makes the catch. Justin Willis gets the save in his first Cape League appearance. Chatham loads the bases in the bottom of the 9th, but can't pull out the walk-off. Bourne wins 3-2, the A's 4th consecutive loss. And that does it. Chatham loses 3-2. The bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th, but the A's can't pull out the win. I'm joined by Joe Puccio back on the Anglers Extra postgame show. Joe, give us the totals.
For Bourne, 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, 8 men left on base. For Chatham, 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and 7 men left stranded. The winning pitcher, Mason Pelio, 3 innings full, 1 hit, no runs, 4 strikeouts and a walk. The losing pitcher for Chatham in his very first appearance of the season, Cam Brown. He pitched 2 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, which was an Evans Slight home run in the 7th that gave the Braves not only the lead but the win. He also had 4 strikeouts and a walk. Justin Willis comes in with the save. 1 inning of work, had 1 walk, or rather 2 with the intentional walk, but no hits, and most importantly, no runs scored. So the Braves win this game 3-2. Chatham has lost 4 straight games.
The game certainly could be a building block for the A's after a struggle on offense, getting 2 runs on 5 hits today. Something to build on when Chatham goes to Harwich tomorrow. First pitch between the Anglers and Mariners is at 5:30. We'll have Anglers Extra pregame show coverage beginning at 5:10. Chatham loses 3-2 to Bourne at Veterans Field tonight. For Joe Puccio, I'm Ian Unsworth, signing off. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Chatham Anglers Baseball 2022 has been brought to you by the Chatham Squire, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, Cape Cod 5, Audio Associates, the Chatham Bars Inn, and by the Chatham Athletic Association.
Saturdays baseball, sports radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.